What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday night, 7's Wild, Down South Boys Talking 7. Talking, I
Hey.
just messed myself up. Talking toys. I got the stream on over here and I didn't mute it. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Somebody's talking to me. Down South Boys
Yeah.
Talking Toys.
There you go.
So we'll get that right in a minute. At least I hit live and played the right intro this time. So what is happening, everybody? I am Down South 77, aka 3-Star Draw, and with me is my cousin.
Pop Blender.
Yeah, okay. So we are back for episode 12 of 7's Wild. This is 24, 26 weeks now because we missed the one week. So pretty good. This one's gonna be, I don't know what is going on outside my house. I mean, hear my dog barking, Pretzel's going nuts in there. So this one we're gonna give some news and some chat, some rundown on some stuff. And this one is Escape from Cobra Island. And actually, I think I titled it Escape from Pulscon on Cobra Island. So got a little scenario we're going to play out, and we want to hear what y'all's is. It's going to be we've been taken hostage, been taken prisoner by Cobra on Cobra Island, and we got to pick the Joes we want to rescue us. So we'll get to that here after a while. So Pop Blender, how are you doing, cuz? What you been up to?
Nothing. Nothing really. Messing around. Off today. Messing around with some emails, playing some Fallout London it's a mod for Fallout 4, and I've been putting a bunch of time into that. And tried to go live last night after Matthew and my stream. Working with OBS and trying to get the audio. And thankfully, Frostbite was in the chat, the one and only person in the chat. And I'm glad he was the only one person in there. Because it was a catastrophe. Stream kept starting randomly on me, even though I wouldn't press live. All of a sudden it'd say you are now live, and then the game screen would not be up. It'd be a screen of like my settings, and then it would be, and I did that like 5 or 6 times, and all I wanted to do was play the game, put it on stream for a little bit, have some fun, show off the mod. And I'm gonna have to watch a YouTube tutorial of how to set all of that up, because it was not good. And so it may still be help. It's OBS is interesting. StreamYard, it's very easy. You go in, you want to stream, it's very plug and play. OBS requires some settings, some bit rate adjustments, there's some things in there that you really need to pay attention to. And so if you've never used it like me, then it's just going to take repetition, But anyway, it was funny though, because it was literally like 1 a.m, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, just cut this thing off. And it may still be up. I haven't even looked at my channel. That stream may be up. And if it is, if anybody wants to watch somebody sit there and struggle with trying to stream a damn video game, then by all means check it out. But I think I deleted it.
The struggle is real, y'all.
Yes, it was.
I woke up and I saw it, and woke up, and that's it's the first thing you do. Wake up and throw my feet over the side of the bed and make sure they're going to work, and look at my phone while I wake up for a minute. And I was like, he went live after his stream ended with another stream. He's like, oh, Fallout. And I was like, wonder what this was about. He told me he was going to try this, and it was just like you said, there was nothing there. I'm like,
no, there's nothing of worth. Nothing of worth. But anyway, I thought about getting up today, trying it again, and I had a couple things to do, and honestly, the day kind of got away from me when you're sitting in a chair in front of your computer screen, looking up stories and doing this and that. All of a sudden 3 hours goes by, and it's just like, man, what? I haven't done anything at all. And so that's basically it. Nothing major, nothing, no real news. That's about it. I know you have some news. get into
yeah,
it.
we'll bust that out in a few minutes. We'll get into that. It might take a minute. So
Right.
well, let's go through and let's go ahead and go ahead and say hi to the chat. See who all's here. We got some folks ripping off already. So what is up? Daredevil Dave is in the house.
First one
What's
here.
up, Dave? Yep, first one. Already took care of that like button. I appreciate it, man. Encourage everybody else to do the same because it'll probably be about another 2 hours before I remember to say it again. So
I hear you.
got a Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions. It is going pretty well, I guess. Turk. It's Wednesday. It's not Monday anymore. So
Getting better. Getting better.
Getting better all the time. We got Wraith Mace in the house. What is happening, Wraith? How you doing tonight, man?
I need an OBS tutorial from that guy. And he actually already, I think, he said something. So.
Yeah, I saw it down there. Yeah, he's probably the one to ask. So Christine Mendoza, how are you doing tonight? Who we learned some things about Christine thanks to Aaron being nosy the other night. So I'm not gonna I will go no further, but that was all Aaron.
well, no, it's funny. It says allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Joe.
Yeah. Well, she handled it further down in the chat. So Christine is indeed Joe. So let's see. We said hi to Wraith. Same Time Toys is here. There is Eric Thurman is here. Jay Astro is in the house. Howdy, dude. You okay? I love doing that. I love Lil John. Oh, Lunchbox Killer. What is happening, my man? Let's see. Keep on going. What's up, Liquid Identity? Yep. How you doing tonight, my man? And Matthew Matson chiming in with Sup Nerds down at the
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, I've seen him around.
I've had dealings with that fella before.
I've seen him around. So Dave, I'm late. I was watching Chad till I'll have to go back and watch that. I figured that was probably coming this week. That'll be a tomorrow problem.
Oh yeah.
And then we all knew that was probably coming this week. So
drama.
Always got to be some drama. You save the drama for your mama.
Every week or two,
as our grandfather used to say. Could you imagine Pop saying that?
No. I think I just remember him saying, "Go cut that grass."
Yep.
Y'all get on that riding mower and go cut that grass.
I do remember him one time saying, "Just better have my money," but I was really so he could have been talking about anything. So. Oh man. Well, nope.
We gotta start over. Rewind.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about it, Bobby. I don't even need to star that comment. We'll talk
3.7K. 3.7K. 53 views per hour.
Is that what that is? I guess it
is. I think every video you make just needs to be a Hasbro of some kind video, because those are the ones that seem to do the best on your channel. So if just every video is you just giving Hasbro the business, like you, man, I don't 100,000 subscribers in no time.
I don't want to get pigeonholed.
Yeah, I know, right?
I never, like, it was one of the things I was going to bring up. Like, I never intended for those to do that and do. That ain't what I made them for.
You don't know that's going to happen.
Yeah. That first one, man, and I couldn't believe that it did. Now I got to be humble. I ain't gonna lie. Like the other ones I've made, I figured they would get some traction, but I mean, it wasn't, it ain't for show. Like I'm here to vent and hopefully inform, and evidently there's enough people that really wanted to hear it. So
they were real problems. I mean, they're real problems. It's not like you're making something up. I see other rant artists on YouTube, whether that be pop culture, whether that be toys, whether that be whatever. I've seen plenty of those videos. Those are hyperbolic and going out of their way to stir the pot. I mean, you're talking about an actual real issue
Yeah.
that happened and obviously affected several other people. I love reading the comments on those videos. And I think they're all valid because there's people on there that are like, hey man, you know what? Don't shop there. It's like,
Yeah.
and then some of them are like, yeah, this crap happened to me too. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that for sure.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be long before we hit that topic. So
Yep.
what's up, Billy Renfro? How you doing?
Hey.
Oh, let's see. Just kind of reading through here. So
dealing.
Yeah, So that's it. That's the difference. Is I am a fan, and that is why I feel like my complaints are valid. So
Bobby Wold, pertinent question, Bobby. Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. We're going.
Oh, okay.
I don't even need to start because it's coming up here in a minute. So let's see. Just kind of glance at my notes here. So I hadn't been doing anything this week. I'm just like we said, waiting on Friday. It's gonna be hot again, man. What is up with that shit?
Well, I can tell you this is normal for Nashville or Tennessee in general. Maybe not East Tennessee, but Middle Tennessee. Yeah, I remember a year ago and the year before that, I was at a band contest for my son, and it was probably about, I'd say 90, 87. 87 is nice, isn't it? Right? When there's no clouds in the sky, 87 is not that nice when there's a little bit of humidity. And that was an all-day affair. And so, sitting out in the sun for 7-8 hours straight, watching marching bands all day long. And that was last year and the year before. So it still gets hot. It still gets warm. We get these little hot streaks, whatever. And that's just the way it is here. A lot of people will tell you that, Nashville weather, you just wait a day or two and it'll be different, like it'll change. And
don't like it. Wait till tomorrow.
Yep.
It's today is all right. Today's Sunday is the first day of fall, my favorite season. It's supposed to be 92 here.
Yeah. 90 over 90 in mid to late September.
Yep. And October, like anybody that's not familiar with like weather or around here, like this close to where we are, Middle Tennessee, like October's a mixed bag. We never know what October is going to be like. A few Halloweens ago, I made the mistake of renting a costume, and complex costume, a lot of layers to it, very hot. And it was like 73 that Halloween.
I remember dying. it. I took my son trick-or-treating in shorts and a t-shirt that night. And it was actually really warm. And then the very next year, same subdivision, and it was like 44 degrees.
Yeah. Last year, last year it was trick-or-treat time was in the 50s, and it was in the 40s by the time it was said and done. I went over to our friend's house that lives close to you and hung out with him, and we gave out candy, and he had a fire in his fireplace.
Man, I'm going to tell you, you think about it, trick-or-treat time, and we're probably going to have some fun stuff when we get to that season, some themes and probably ideas for this stream in October, late October in particular. But that time of year, you think, leaves off the trees, falling down. You think of Halloween, right? Movies like that. It's going to be cool. You got to kind of layer up. You have your breaker or a hoodie on or something like that. And it's that time of the year where it should be kind of like that, kind of, a little cool. But here in where we live, man, that's not necessarily always the case.
We never know.
You don't know. It's so weird. You
never
can't
know.
Plan on it.
It's like, and it's like that through the first part of the winter here. Because I mean, it'll be hot or hot-ish on Christmas. I mean, 2 years ago, I wore
75 degrees.
Yeah, wore one of my Hawaiian shirts on, short sleeve shirts on Christmas. So
Yep. Yeah.
It's
crazy.
We don't ever know. So let's see what we got. Go through the chat here. Hey Astro, 3-star next time you call Hasbro. Be sure they know you are super cracker. They know. Does anybody know what this is actually from? Because I bet there's a couple people here who might.
Banana Laffy Taffy. Super Cracker?
Yeah.
I can tell you, I don't know.
Their 87's a killer heat wave. European countries, most of them have air conditioning, or they put ice in beverages. Well, that's why we won the war.
Yeah. And 87 was a great year. Yeah, you know what? Just running through my mind, I couldn't tell you. It's probably so obvious that I don't even know it. As far as your shirt is concerned. Sassy.
Yeah, I miss donut buns. Oh, I bet they're talking about Eric's picture. He put a
donut buns,
donut hamburger on the socials earlier that he made.
I've seen those. I've seen those.
So, yeah, I bet it'd have to be like freezing.
Oh, sure.
To wear that.
If it's warm and you layer up for Halloween and you've got your costume picked out, because you can't just change that on the fly. It's not like, man, I've been planning on going as this whole time, and then the 3 days before they tell you the weather's going to be 85 and humid. All of a sudden you're like, you don't have time to change your costume.
Yeah, no, it's and my costume most of the time is so far planned in advance most of the time. Like, I'm not going to change it. That's what I did that year I rented it. That was the only year I ever rented a costume for Halloween, and it was wool, and it was like 73 degrees that day. So yeah, there ain't no changing it. Like, I might peel off part of it or try to make it work, but I don't renege on my Halloween stuff. What's happening, Aaron the Toy Enhancer? How you doing, man? Yeah, you heard me. Yes, I do know. I know who Stronach is, Wraith. I don't know. I mean, I don't know him, but I know who he is. There's pretty good. Crow has a pretty good hit and run figure that he put a video up on today.
Love some hit and run.
The Halo jumper. That's going to be what everybody's going to turn into hit and run until we get one.
Right.
Yeah, he was one of your guys, wasn't he? That was one of your dudes.
He was. Yes, he was. Painted Fate. Love it. The whole, I mean, love it. He almost came into play today for our conversation later, our topic, but he did not make the cut. Sadly, he did not. And I had my reasons. Because I hate him. No, I'm just kidding.
I secretly hate him.
Some bitch. I was hit and run one time at an intersection. No,
that was your sister.
yeah, it was. We won't get into that. But anyway.
Yeah, she might be watching and
she actually
go into a rage.
She texted me earlier. She is going to be watching. So nah, man. I'm just messing around, but I do love some hit and run, that's for sure.
Yeah,
and
he's a good
figure.
Wraith, working on his 88 Rolling Thunder. I'm waiting on that video, man, because I know you don't do it unless it's going to be perfect with your production and your music and everything. So I know you've been talking about wanting to do that one for a while. He's unboxing and assembling an in-box Rolling Thunder. That's
awesome.
Yeah, they've still got the one at Yojo Depot. I really but man, I'm not doing 3 3/4. So
yeah, no,
I love it though, and complete all the cluster missiles.
There's some I'd love to have. As I was scrolling through, looking through to kind of pick out guys for our topic, and I'm on 3D Joe's, and I'm, and it's like, and then I saw that listen and play tripwire, and I'm like, damn, I had that some, it's like, or you think about some of the ones special, different ones, right? And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You're gonna make fun of me. All right, you're gonna make fun of me, and I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. Just gonna say it. When I came across the listen and play tripwire on 3D Joe's, for about 5 seconds, I imagined myself at a con or a flea market or something, finding that complete package and smelling it. I smelt it in my dreams, y'all. Smelt it in my daydreams.
Were you also the one who dealt it?
You already know the answer to that question. Yeah, no, I did. I actually literally envisioned myself picking it up and trying to have the memories of what it was like to get some of those things right. You know, like you see a carded figure or a 3 3/4. And yeah, in my mind, I was like, man, I bet I'd pick that thing up and smell it. And just to see it.
I do that when I open stuff too. Nothing is like the old school. I guess because the plastics and the paints are different, but I still smell it. You don't have any you don't do any Four Horsemen stuff, but you open a Four Horsemen package.
Okay.
And you open it up, and especially one that's like a new release, and you would think that a crew of house painters just left your other room.
Okay.
It's all fresh, so clean.
Yeah, right. Man, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking I needed some of that musty smell, some of that G.I. Joe musk.
Dusty, musty ass.
You know, and Shane, you know, talking about loving the smell of old comics.
Yeah,
I do too, and I've got a bunch of them. I don't have as many as I used to have. I don't know what the hell I did with them, but I still do have several. Yes. If there's one thing I know I love, it is the smell of panties. Don't clip that.
It depends on which hamper they're coming out of.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Don't clip that either.
Hey, and for any ladies out there that watch this replay, you know sometimes you find them panties on the dog bed all chewed up. You know I'm right.
If I find any on a dog bed in this house, there's gonna be some serious hide and seek going on in here.
I'm just saying, girls, you know I'm right. I know there ain't any, but I'm just saying, if somebody comes across that, you know I'm right. They love women's panties. That's crazy.
Remind me to tell you a story off stream later. I don't think I can put that one out here.
No, I don't want you to put that one out there. Or you can.
No. Oh, yeah. Message me. I'll tell you the story. We're not together anymore.
Oh, my God. Yes.
This is what I need right here. So I do want to throw a banner up right here. So Hot Blender hit 100 subscribers.
Woohoo! First 100. First 100. 101, I think now. I'm at one about every 9 days. No, I think early on when we went to Joe Fest and I released some shorts, and like I remember telling you, I kept getting emails. It was like, you've got 7,000 views, you got 8,000 views. Well, it's shorts. They're so easy to watch, kids especially, and my son, that's all he watches. He don't even really hardly watch any longer form content. And I say longer form as in like a 9-minute video. It's nothing but short. So obviously they're easy for people to watch and go through and whatever. So it's kind of racking up a bunch of views and kind of adding some subs. But yeah, no, hit 100. That's great. It was the first 100 there, and hadn't had any videos. I haven't made hardly any videos. As a matter of fact, I've only really truthfully made 2. I made the May Power of the Force, and I made one on the Acolyte, and everything else is all live streams. And everyone will tell you a million times, like, you can't just do live streams to grow a channel. And I know that. And so I've kind of acquired somebody, hopefully soon, or through email, conversations even today to kind of grow the channel and take advantage of some shorts and some editing and stuff like that. So we'll see, but I appreciate it. Yeah, and everybody, yeah, thank you very much out there.
You didn't hire none of them kids in Thailand, did you?
No, just the women. Anyway, and so yeah, no, it's no, I mean, super cool. And again, you know, when you're doing just live streams, to try to hold somebody's attention for 30 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it is very difficult to do. And so that's why people will always tell you. And yeah, Eric, you're 100% right. The shorts in particular. Now, shorts won't get you a ton of view hours, but they will get you a lot of views and possibly add to your subscription total at least. And it's got to be consistent. And there's one thing I have been very not good at is consistently making videos. And you know, so we'll see, but I appreciate it. You know, part of that's a little bit of kind of a slow news cycle when it comes to some of the pop culture stuff. I almost feel like I got a funny
Dave's on it tonight.
Yeah. And I also got a funny, well, I'm not going to tell, I may tell it one day about my best friend and mail order brides. But anyway, but yeah, like just being consistent. That's the main thing. And I think with the pop culture stuff, I feel like had I gotten started about 5 years ago, I do feel like it was really fully in swing. And I think right now, as we've started to see some of the tide turn and people kind of getting tired of some of the stuff that I pay attention to, I think it's a little bit harder. And I think there's the market is flooded, so to speak, with people talking about those things. And so it's a little bit more difficult to distinguish yourself or whatever. But hopefully I've got a little plan in place to kind of make something happen. But I don't want to go on any further about that because that's not what this show is about. But I do appreciate you putting that up there. Definitely, man.
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Very nice.
And
thanks
while
to anybody. Thank you.
While we're on that subject, if any of my recent subscribers are watching, thank you for subscribing because I have gained a few in the last month or so. I've gained a lot. So if anybody is watching, I'd like to thank you, and hopefully I will keep some good, fresh, neat stuff coming, and it won't all be having to complain about Hasbro. So we'll see. Let's hope not. But you know, it's not really the way I wanted to do that. I need to make some shorts. I always forget about shorts. I do a video and I'm like, I need to go back and try to find a short in it. But unless I'm thinking about it when I'm making it, because a short that I make still going to be long and drawn out. So my best short's the one you're in.
Oh, that was great. Snow Job?
Snow Job, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, seek that one out if you guys haven't watched it.
Yeah, y'all, for real, go watch that. It really it is pretty funny, and it's we're doing our top 10 list, and it's a little short with Snow Job, and yeah, it's all I'm gonna say. It is pretty funny though. It's good.
Yep. What's happening? Model Misfit is in the house.
Yeah, Loki, legend too.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I was looking for it.
It'll scroll on y'all the second.
Yeah, right? It does, man. It gets it scroll on.
I know.
What's going on, brother? Oh, it was terrible. Oh, all right. So I was trying to come out like between Hulk and Macho Man, so that was awful. Oh, all right. You have our handy dandy list there.
I do.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start hitting hard.
Yes. Booyah. So, let's get to it, man. Let's get on it. Stay on it. Here we go.
There is our Rattler. Our last stream was a few days before the campaign ended, and we were all taking guesses on what we were going to who was going to be the closest to the final number. Several of the folks that guessed are in the chat. So our final number supposedly is 28,096. I'd say probably there's probably a good, from what I've seen, probably a good 3,000 of them so far that probably ain't gonna get shit. But if you want to, so I did back, we knew it was going to back, got almost 10,000 subscribers or subscribers. I guess you could call them subscribers. 10,000 backers. We were talking about subscribers. 10,000 backers in the last 3 days. So 28,096. So Pop Blender, you want to go through our list of our folks in the chat that took guesses on where this thing was going to wind up?
Yeah, we had about 10 people. And at that time, I think we had about probably 11 or 12 people watching at that time. We had about 10 people put their numbers in. And so I'm just going to rattle them down here. No particular order. I didn't go back and revise them. But just looking at it, I guess I can go on the low side. How about that? So Jay Astro was at 19K. So he was the first out. Then we had me. I said 20.5. I said 20.5. And so I am out. Squid Game. Let's see here. We've got Todd C at 21K. So Todd is out. There's no prize here, by the way, y'all.
Well, there's actually going to be one.
Okay.
I mentioned it.
I couldn't remember. We do have a tie, really, but the thing of it is not for the final total. The tie here is Matthew Matson at 22K. I have Derek at 22K. I was trying to remember Derek.
I think it was Derek Holloman, I believe.
Yes, it was. That's right. I didn't have time to write everybody's full name down. So they were both at 22K. Matt and Derek were 22K. Then we get to Billy at 22,867. Very distinctive number. 22,867. Then we get to Woody at 23K. Getting close. Crow, crusty old Crow, 23,750. Triple C at 24K. And the grand winner with the highest total, closest to the pin, ladies and gentlemen, rounding third and coming into home. 3-star draw, 25.2 thousand backers. 25.2 is what you guessed. You were the highest of anybody, and that's probably because you were high. No, I'm just kidding. That's
probably was because that was an absurd number.
Yeah, but when you think about it, man, like we see it all the time. But I don't think any of us thought this was going to get to 28K. You won your own prize though, and that's awesome.
So that means I've got to go to Ollie's and buy myself a Grand Moff Gideon. That was I said
a great character.
I said it under my breath, and I don't think anybody heard it. And I was like, because we were like, there's not going to be a prize. And I was like, maybe there will. Right. I'll go get somebody a Grand Moff Gideon.
I'd love to be able to get out a prize, but it's kind of hard to give a prize to one of the hosts of the show.
Yeah,
it's pretty crappy.
I just pat myself on the back for what I thought was an absurd guess at the time. What's up, Ronnie Trickshot, listening from his desk at work?
I saw Woody slipped in here too.
Yeah, Woody, he's in there.
I see people going, Woody, my man. Unless he
I don't see Woody.
Deleted it. Oh, you know what? Never mind. It was based off of me running out the numbers. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, because I was like, Woody. Oh, where the hell is Woody? No,
that explains it.
Yep.
Yeah. Model Misfit, the no prize. I have given out a no prize, so I think you got it. So yeah, it definitely exceeded all expectations on the Rattler. So I think everybody is pretty much happy with it, I guess. I mean, if they wouldn't have pushed 28,000 units of it. we've talked it to death. There's no point in going over
Nope.
it or what it is. So just wanted to mention it since it wasn't finished last time we did a stream, and we did have the guesses on the numbers for the final number. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring it up, and I hope everybody was able to pay for theirs.
Anybody that wanted one, definitely, and as long as all that kind of went through, do you want to go through that, or do you want to wait for that? If you do, I'm going to tell you real quick, because we have talked a lot about it. I am going to go fix me a coffee real quick, if that's okay, because I know you've got a story to tell. You and I have talked about it quite a bit, but I will also be listening. But I'm just going to go hit the Keurig real quick, man, and I will be right back, y'all. So okay, all right, I'll be right back.
All right, so here we go. So go ahead and talk about the issue that I've had with the Rattler. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pull it back up while I am talking about it. So I did a video. You guys probably watched it, might have watched it. If you didn't, I'll summarize it real quick. My card was declined for the Rattler. Don't understand why. And what had happened was when I originally ordered it, and I used PayPal. I was going to use PayPal credit on it. Well, I also ordered some other stuff that I wanted to use PayPal credit on because the total was larger, and I wanted to make sure that I was going to use the 6 months no interest PayPal credit offers, and I wanted to use that to pay on the thing that has the larger balance, going to be the most interest, so I can hit that one hard and then work on the other one, have plenty of time to work on the other one, pay it off, whatever. Usually don't, I've got a system that I do this kind of stuff with. So I swapped it. I swapped PayPal credit for the other thing, and was going to use a card for the Rattler. Went in, changed it, no problem. Well, after the campaign closed that next morning on the 11th, 10th, whatever day it was. So I had an email from Pulse that my payment was declined for the Rattler. Did not understand why. This is a card that's been on file for Pulse. It's been on file with Pulse since I signed up for Pulse, even before I was a premium member. So did not, for the life of me, understand why that payment was declined. So I call Hasbro for the first time, and I get on the phone, and they're looking up the info. They say, yes, we see that the payment was declined. We can't tell you why. Like, we can't see why. We can't see the reason on our end. All we can tell you is to call your card provider. I'm like, that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's all we can do. We can't manually take another payment over the phone. We can't switch your payment over to another source over the phone. That's all we can do is tell you it was declined and contact your provider. Thanks a lot. Okay. Call my provider. As soon as I hung up, looked up the number. This was all on lunch at work. And this was after being on hold for, I think that first time was 32 minutes. So there it was my whole time I ate lunch, and I'm in my work truck eating lunch while I'm on hold. So call my card provider, and they're like, oh, so this was at Hasbro Pulse for 356, whatever. I'm like, yep, that's the one. He said, yeah, it was declined. Let me look. Okay. He's like, all right, so the reason looks like it was because the address and the payment information address don't match. And I'm sitting over here going, that's absurd. It's been on file this whole time. I've used this payment before. Why did it work then and it doesn't work now? He's like, we don't know. He said, this wasn't on our end. He said, this come from their end in their system. He said, your card's fine. Like, oh, okay. So I didn't have time to do anything else. They told me when I got off the phone with Pulse to update my payment information and my address in their system. I talked to the card provider. Like, all right, I went home that night. I did that. They told me they was going to try and charge again that second night. So I made sure I did that as soon as I got home. No charge. Nothing happened. So I called back various hold times and I kept getting talked in circles. So what happened was every time that I would try to find out what was happening, they kept running me in circles, just repeating the same thing to me. Update your card information. It's going to charge. They're going to try to run payments again this night and that night. And I was getting pretty frustrated. I talked 2 of the calls I made. I talked to the same guy. A guy named Rob was really helpful while I was talking to him. But Rob can only say what they've told him, which I don't think they're telling the customer service people all of the information that they have on it. Something has crapped out with their system as usual online, being able to make payments this time versus being able to order and get orders straight. So this whole time on my orders, it says payment method, Visa, blah, 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 shows that the payment has been changed. I went in, I deleted the address I had 2 addresses on file. They were the same address, but for some reason it was saved twice. I deleted one of them, made sure the payment address and the shipping address and the billing address were the same. It's the same on the card. All good. It never charged at all. Nothing ever happened with it. So I called back. I have called every day. Yeah. Maybe. So I've called every day, every business day. I have called Pulse. And when I called them yesterday, I kind of went Karen on them. What else was I going to do? Like, I ain't going to lie, say what you want, but they need to fix their shit. They need to give reasons for what's going on. They don't like updating us with anything. But when you start fucking with my money, you're fucking with my emotions. I'm trying to give you money. Like, tell me why this don't work. Where's the disconnect? So yesterday I told them, when I called, I said, okay, if this don't go through tonight, they said, when's the last time you updated your payment? I said, yesterday afternoon. It's all good. Payment, everything is set. It's there. If it don't work this time, what's y'all's deal? I said, if it don't go through this time, I said, one, I want it escalated. I want to talk to somebody that's the next level above you guys. I need to talk to somebody else. Y'all keep telling me the same thing over and over. I want to talk to somebody else if I call here tomorrow. I said, 2, I want you guys to figure out a prorated rate between now and when it expires. And I want a refund on Pulse Premium. So that was my conversation yesterday. It was my 5th call to them, and I've been collectively on hold with them trying to call for almost close to 2 hours hold time. And I'm doing this mostly while I'm driving at work. I got Bluetooth, so I got nothing else to do other than drive and listen to their shitty hold music. So get all that done. That's what I told him yesterday. That's what I was going to do today. If I called back, I was going to tell them, okay, give me a refund on Pulse. And at the last day, what I thought I would do would be switch my payment with PayPal, because I have that card on file with PayPal also. I was going to switch it back to PayPal, pick that card, and see if it went through on like the second to last day. So that was my experience with it. And when I made the video talking about this, Pop talked about the comments on the video he was reading through. so many other people have had issues with with the Rattler, but with other stuff for Pulse, trying to pay for stuff, orders getting mixed up, getting automatically canceled, all kind of stuff. So it's been really, really crazy with this whole experience. Um, so anybody else in the chat that's here have any problems paying for your Rattler?
I've seen a few. I've seen a few people say, "Hey, mine's still pending." Like still pending. Aaron, I think, toy enhancer, still pending. Earlier, I saw a couple other people maybe that said, "Hey, mine's still pending." You know, I noticed that. Yeah, model misfit Loki, my payment's still pending. That's weird. You know, like to this point today that it's still pending.
Yeah. So, what I'll advise, if you're not calling them, call them. If you've not sent any emails, which I had not, because I learned a long time ago, if you've got to contact Pulse, calling them is the way to go. Sending emails, it usually takes at least 3 days for them to get back to you. And
Right.
with this, with the HasLabs, you have 15 days. With a normal pre-order, it's 5. It does go to 15 on HasLabs. I'd advise everybody to call and also send an email so there's a paper trail. But I did today. I got ready to make my call to them today because I had not seen anything, no movement, no nothing. So I checked my email today right before I called them because I'm not getting notifications for Gmail on my phone for some reason. Don't know why. I've been trying to figure that out, but that's another story. So I have to manually open my email and check it. And lo and behold, today, when I did, I had this right here.
Yeah.
So,
roll tide. Oh, wait a minute. That's
roll damn tide. So finally, they did charge me. I have no idea if it has nothing to do with me calling them and pestering them. I don't know if me, wanting it escalated yesterday. I told them I wanted it escalated, and they actually said, "We can escalate this for you." I said, "Escalate it." So I did get this email today. I did check my card provider, and the charge is there. Now, I will say, however, when I look at my order status on Pulse, it still says in progress. It does not say anywhere that it has been paid. It has your payment info on it, whatever PayPal, my card in this case, whatever I'm using. It has that on there, but nowhere does it say paid, and it doesn't say it on other stuff. It doesn't say it on the Twilight Guard. So it's just their new system, the design of this shitty new layout that they're using. It does not show if your order is paid or not. It just says in progress. So, yeah, that's the only way. You won't have to call them.
I would. I will say that one time I did call them, I actually did have a good experience. And the time that I emailed them, it did take a few days, but the one time I called them, it actually was a good experience, and it did work out fine. So I would agree.
So I urge everybody either watching the replay, call them, send an email. The way this has gone down, I'm almost inclined to think that they did not charge and run all of the payments all on that Monday night like they normally do. As soon as it ends, over the next 8 or 10 hours in the past, they've run the payments. I was told it was that way for the hiss. You ordered the hiss. You said you were charged almost immediately for your hiss pop.
Yeah.
The Dragonfly, when the Dragonfly closed, I was charged within, I want to say it was something like 20 minutes. I got hit with the charges for the Dragonfly. So I'm almost inclined to think that they restructured the way they take the payments out, except for I got the email and confirmation that my payment was declined. So if you guys didn't get that email, maybe there is hope that that is what's happening, but I would not chance it because they are not sending emails for everything. Like they're not, they used to double up your order or triple up. We're preparing this for shipment. Make sure your billing and at shipping are right. Success, your payment went through and your item has left the building. I did not get the payment success for the Twilight Guard 2-pack. I did get it for Stalker. Stalker's on the way. He's supposed to be here Friday. I got the payment successful for Stalker.
Yeah, same for me. Yep.
So I do urge everybody. That was my experience. Really frustrating. And if they had have screwed this order up, I would have been asking Pop Blender to order things like this or Pulse exclusives, and I would have ordered everything else through another supplier because they get it first anyway.
Let me real quick. And this is it's on topic, okay, so to speak. I just wanted to share something. I just want to make sure that it does the same thing again.
I'm gonna go holler some new people.
Yeah, we got a few people in here. Clint Jorgensen's in here too. Billy's in here. Sabir. Yeah, go ahead and run through them. And I just want to show you guys what happens when, and just to give you an idea with Hasbro, kind of what this, it's so inconsistent and it's so odd the way that their system, the way their stuff works, that I just kind of want to show this off real quick. Let's see here. Let me make sure I've got the right one. Okay. So hopefully this will go. Let's see. All right. So here's my email, whatever. All right. So your order has left the building, Hasbro. All right. Stalker. Right. Your item is on the way. Classified series retro card back. Stalker. View your order. Now watch what happens when I click on view your order. All right. Hang on. Oh, the page you're looking for could not be found.
Nice. I have not actually tried doing that.
Like, look, man. Okay, it's on the way. Fine. I can look it up on FedEx. I can see what it is. But like, seriously? Like it's a link. It's a link from my email to just showing me my order, and I'm logged in already. There's my name, I'm Brandon, just so you don't know or you do know. Anyway, who cares? So the thing of it is that like even just something as simple as that. Okay, so if something as simple as that is a problem, a link to your email when it says view your order, then you can fully understand. Okay, let me rephrase that. If this is a problem, then you see the problem you had, you can put those things together, right? Because yes, they shouldn't have this problem. But again, I just want to view my order. It tells me view my order right here. And when I click on it, it takes me to that page. Now, obviously I can navigate to it. Yeah, first world problems. But again, like, get the fuck out of here. Seriously. Like this is a multi-billion-dollar company, and you're running a multi-week or 45-day, whatever it is, crowd fund, so to speak. And then you have people have their stuff set up. Dude, regardless of whether you change your form of payment, the bottom line is if it's something you've used before, addresses are the same, shipping address is the same, all that kind of stuff, whatever. Like, I don't understand these problems. And it's not a one-time thing, right? Like, it's not a one-time thing. This is something that is continual. And
it's constant.
And it's just so weird. Now, did it get fixed? Yes, it got fixed. And I'm glad it got fixed because heaven knows what the hell, had this continued on. And then they said, oh, sorry, you're shit out of luck, even though you ordered it on the first day.
Yeah.
But this is like a continual thing. And it's like, and I'm not going to sit here and just be like a Hasbro hater. I know there were people in your comments that were like, well, I don't deal with Hasbro. And, and I understand that. And I'm not saying anybody that doesn't.
They're habitual line steppers.
Right. But it's like, I fully understand if somebody doesn't really want to deal with them. And when a lot of these releases come out, yes, you can go to other places, you can get them. Go to Amazon, go to BBTS, go to Hella Dope, whatever it is you want to get it from. You don't have to deal with Hasbro. But me personally, I just take that road because it's that road, right? And it's like, okay, well, Hasbro's bringing it out, I'm gonna get it from Hasbro. If I got burned enough times, I fully would maybe change my, thing on that. But I do find it curious that even a simple email link about something I bought that they've charged me for and said that my order is on the way, and then you click on it to look at it and you get this page. It's the same thing to me as like when you scan the stupid code on the side of the boxes of the Joes when they come in the boxes, and it just takes you to the generic Hasbro shopping page.
Yeah.
Like what? Tell me they don't have enough money to hire a person with enough experience to program their system to route you to the G.I. Joe figure page of the thing you scanned.
Yep. And all of the issues that they had that we've been voicing since the SDCC fiasco with the right when all that happened, and they updated
the
to this website and app.
Right.
And that was when I did the videos on that, because I'm like, hey, this is what's happening, this is detailing it. So like, your email, clicking on the email is just an indicator of how screwed up that it is trying to do anything with them. And that's the boat I was in. Like some of the people in my comments that we were talking about, you mentioned, that's almost to the point where I was at. Like, how, can only let them screw up so many times when, I don't understand why they make it so hard that you want to buy the stuff directly from them, and it's like they go out of their way to make it hard to do.
Man, I and something Billy's talking about here about the phone number address section always messes up. You re-enter it and all the info, even though it's saved on there. I do understand that, and I have done that with certain websites or things places I've gone to buy stuff or order stuff or re-up a subscription or whatever it is. And yeah, like, I get doing that, and I have done that before, but also too, like, the whole point of saving the information or it being in there and preloads is so you don't have to do that. Now, doing that second kind of that double check and everything, I fully do understand it. But again, in today's world, and it kind of goes back to my whole thing about getting charged for the damn NFL Sunday ticket the other morning at 5 a.m. They've been trying to charge my card for a month. Probably every other day, they probably try to charge that card that I have that account linked to. And but nonetheless, it's like in today's world when we all have passwords saved, and none of these people, I can tell you, everybody in the chat right now, you can't tell me when you go to click on whatever site and it pulls up the whole thing about the password, you hover over it, you hit the password you have saved, and you go boom, 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 so you can get into it, right? And so all of that stuff kind of ties together to an extent, and that's why you save everything. And the other thing about this deal was, it's not like you had never used that account. It's not like you'd never used that before. You've used it before. It's something that had either A, been on file, or B, shouldn't be an issue. And so I'm curious. I'm curious to see with Aaron and Loki what comes about, because at this point now, are you guys starting to sweat a bit about that? I mean, you're saying,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'll let it work itself out or whatever. You're saying, hey, mine's still pending. Well, if you don't call, are you just going to wait it out then and just see what happens? And then let's say what happens is they go, yeah, well,
Oh well.
it's been 3 weeks, it's been a
Yeah.
month, and
They
sorry, but
haven't
for some
changed their
reason,
payment.
right? You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you're in the wrong by any means, but my point is man, I would get on the phone and I would call their ass up. I
Yeah.
call them up.
If you ordered it and you want it and you haven't been charged for it, follow up. Once again, it's something we shouldn't have to do.
No,
Same way I shouldn't have to heat up figures or straighten out weapons and bend my shit trying to get it out of a tray. But we're going just a redundancy, like to make sure, like,
right.
sure, I'd have loved to save $356, but I also don't want to pay 500 for a rattler in
No,
14
absolutely
months.
not. Now, I
So
will say, speaking as someone who did not have an issue, right? Like I did not. Mine went through. It went through when it said it went through, and that's that. And it's all over now. They took the money. So yes, I did not have an issue, but it's easy to, I think, for a lot of people who aren't maybe tuned in or turned on or find out about this, that and that they don't know, and your issue might be different or is probably different than Aaron's issue or Loki's issue, right?
yeah,
Like
because
those,
I did
that's
get the
something
email that my
different.
payment. I did get that email that my payment was declined, and other people don't seem to have gotten the email. They just hadn't gotten
It
charged.
just says pending, right? So that's a different issue altogether. Well, is it because you used a MasterCard, or is it because you used AMX, or is it because you used a net spend card or a preloaded card or who knows? I mean, there's no telling right now. So until you call and find out,
Yeah,
you're not going to get any answers. They're not
that's
going to reach out to
that's
you.
that's right. And that's one of the things that I wanted to do with the video is I needed to vent, but I also wanted to get the word out there. If maybe people are oblivious to it. They don't check their email. They don't know. Maybe there's other people that their payment got declined and they have no idea why or what happened. Or maybe it's another issue, like you said, other people hadn't been charged. Why? Like, it's not like they're going to tell us. So I
Right.
really recommend everybody follows up, man, because I hate for somebody, like you said, to wait it out and just be like, I'll see what happens, and wind up getting screwed out of your order, which is, that's the Russian roulette, I guess, that I was playing with them. Although that, like I said, that last day I was going to try, if I never got anywhere, swapping back to PayPal and picking that card in PayPal checkout, seeing if that worked. And I've seen people that had the issue say they did that and it worked, and people say they did it and it didn't work. So who knows what is going on with them. So I just needed to bring that up, let you guys know. I did finally get charged, and hopefully if you ordered it, you do too, but follow up with them.
Yeah,
So
definitely follow up. And I
so
mean, get on that horse, man. The longer you go, I know how life is. A week goes by, another week goes by. You kind of have shit
yeah.
going on
When
and
did that
whatever.
end? I had
Yep,
15
and
days. When was
well,
that?
well, and I know that people in this chat right now are people that are they're going to pay attention to that, and
Yeah.
they know. But again, like I said, just life goes by, right? You go to work and you got shit going on, and it just happens, and it's easy for things to just kind of go by. And next thing you know, it's like, God dang, that was 3 weeks ago. Holy
Yeah.
crap, I forgot about
Yeah.
it. You have to scroll back to find that email or whatever. So
Yep.
to me, I'm like, man, call them up tomorrow. Call them up,
And
find out what the hell's going on and why your payment has not been processed yet. I mean, why
yep.
not?
Yep. And just say, well, I ordered the Dragonfly last year. My buddy ordered the Dragonfly last year. Everybody says they charge. As soon as the campaign's over, it's been a week. I haven't been
Right.
charged. I just want to make sure my order is standing and my payment is good.
Yep.
And they ought to be able to look it up. So what's up to Frank Dumont? You? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Good to see you in here. We got 21 people watching right now, 22. So if you hadn't hit that like button, I would appreciate it. So let's keep going and talk about a few things that come up. Pop, did you know that today for about 30 minutes on BBTS, you could have ordered a ferret?
I did not know that. I had no idea.
Today on
15,
BBTS,
30 minutes?
it was up for about 30, 45 minutes. If you had known about it, you could have ordered this Pulse exclusive
Whoa,
Cobra ferret
for 80
for
bucks.
$79.99 for something that was $25. And but wait, there's more. It is a damaged grade box, just like they did with the Vamp. So all of the
That's
ones,
what I want.
yeah. Well, some people, I think that might be part of where these come from is people that sent them back because their box was messed up when they got it, or you've been in a warehouse, people hit shit with skid steers and pallet jacks all the time and mess it up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But so BBTS wound up with whatever stock that Pulse could not sell because the boxes are damaged. And there's so many people that weren't able to get a ferret. They went quick, limit one per customer. See that, Hasbro? See how that shit works?
Yeah.
So it went really fast. I guess they didn't have very many of them. But it was up for a little while this afternoon. When I first clicked on it, they weren't sold out yet. But I don't need another ferret. Let that ferret go to somebody that needs it, that's going to open it.
Sure.
$25 more than the original price for a damaged box. This is the shit I don't like about BBTS.
I mean, that's come on, man. Like that's some bullshit. I'm sorry. Like, if you really want the one that bad, if you're an out of the box collector and you don't give a damn, then by all means, like go after it if you can't find one, obviously. But yeah, nah, now here's the deal. Sold out. It's sold out. So obviously there's people out there that don't care.
Well, they're averaging on the secondary market, they're averaging around what you pay if you bought it for $80 and $4 flat shipping and tax. That's around what they're averaging on the secondary market. I love the ferret. It ain't worth $100.
No, it's not worth $100. And look, I'm not going to tell anybody what something is worth to them because it's in the eye of the beholder, and the worth of something is what you're willing to pay for it. And so I would never, tell somebody, hey, don't buy it. But I think most of us are pretty reasonable, I would think. But unless you really got that itch and you got to have it, then you'll do anything to get it. But for $80 and I mean, I would not go for this, and I would wait if I would wait and try to find one, try to trade maybe if I was really, really wanting it. But yeah, I don't like this, man. I don't like
this is, and I have a love-hate relationship with BBTS. I have ordered from them. I have things on pre-order with them right now. But when they do shit like this is blatant scalping.
Yeah.
This is not reselling. This is not being a vendor for Hasbro. This is blatant.
It's not peer to peer. It's one thing, you come across people, they inflate and they do whatever. And if you want to get it, you're suckered into it. I guess this could be the same thing, but they're different though. This is not just the average Joe getting something and then selling it to you on Facebook Marketplace. This is, damn Daredevil Dave. Holy crap.
That's for the Vamp. The Vamp selling secondary prices for a box Vamp selling for $200.
Yeah, but I mean, damaged box too, though.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, damaged box, and this was a
Man,
$55 item at Pulse. What do you think
yeah.
BBTS bought them for? 25?
I mean, look,
30?
I know they got to make their money, but they deal in a lot of product. I mean, I just don't. This is definitely, um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, and it's something that people are going to have to be on the lookout for or read the fine print, right? Like read the
yeah,
fine print. Make sure you look at the description. You know, make
yep,
sure that you actually check it out first before you just go ahead and buy it and just be done with it.
yeah. And it says right there, not is heavily damaged packaging, only suitable for opening. And there's going to be people that don't read this, like you just said.
Yeah,
It's an opener, but there's people that are completionists even for open box stuff. But I mean, most of your completionists are going to have a boxed one, but whatever. So I'm glad people were able to get it, and they're going to pay if they're planning on opening it. They're going to pay about what you're going to pay on the secondary for it. So yeah, I'm not one to tell people how they should spend their money either. I don't think I would have jumped on this for that price if it was 55. Yeah, all day long. But like I said, I don't need another one. So
so
what's up,
so
Woody
yeah.
Triple Deuce
I'm
in the
sorry.
house?
Hey, what's going on, Woody? I wanted to mention a comment here from Sabir. Number one, eBay, it's over 250 at times. Good God Almighty!
Yeah,
I mean, and look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't kept up with that. I haven't looked because I hadn't thought about it. But holy moly, man! Like that's man, oh man, 250 on that. I don't know. I guess I'm shocked. I but also this comment, Christine Mendoza, not a fan of BBTS. Somebody tried 5K toys. I don't know who 5K toys is.
yeah. I don't have any of their stuff. I know they make some pretty quality stuff.
I mean, I just looking like there's some, these are some good photographs. This is some cool stuff. I'm all about that Hush Joker figure for
Yeah,
$70. Give me that shit. Um, and but yeah, no, there is a figure that caught my eye, and maybe I'll get a chance to share that. But as far as this particular subject is concerned, I don't like that. I agree with you, and I'm not a fan of that kind of price point. And you're talking about damaged box,
yeah, yeah.
and for the amount that it was originally, yeah, it's a little scummy. I'm not saying that they are as a company as a whole, reseller or whatever, but
But wait,
I'm
there's
not a
more.
fan. I'm not a fan of that. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's get to it. Here we go.
So you go over this part real quick, and then I want you to show the figure you were just talking about.
Okay.
So they also have all the rest of the Pulse exclusives.
Oh
There's
wow.
there's Marauders Low Light and Spirit for $55.
Yeah.
Um, there's the Televiper and the Trouble Bubble for $55. There's the Text Missile for $75. Fire Team $80. You noticing a theme here?
Yep.
This shit's all still in stock on Pulse for this price. The Ferret, long gone and ain't coming back.
Yeah.
So Hasbro has obviously cut a deal with BBTS for their extra stock that might have wound up at Ollie's on
Yeah.
some of these overproduced exclusives. And BBTS has put it right back up for the same price Pulse has it at, except for when they did the Vamp and the Ferret. And it wouldn't surprise me if we wind up seeing the Tiger Paw added to this at some point.
Oh sure. Yeah. No, I would fully assume that that's going to be the case.
So here we've got the Crimson Strike team on
33%.
sale,
Yeah.
33% off. It's 47 at Pulse right now on the warehouse sale still.
Valkyrie's there, 54.
Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was an interesting point, that they now have Pulse exclusives on BBTS. Now it's older stock stuff, but if you are somebody that doesn't need everything and you play the waiting game or whatever, what does this say to you what it says to me is, why am I paying $50 a month for Pulse Premium?
Well, right.
Or a year.
A year, not a month, but a year.
A year.
But yeah. I mean, and I guess really now, at this point, if you really look at it, for the most part, you can pretty much find most everything they come out with somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a pre-order for Death's Head.
Yep.
So maybe Once a Man will pop up on here.
Yeah, and
who knows?
It is about the waiting game. I think most people are all in when they reveal, and that FOMO, and just, you know, and I'm a victim of it myself. By no means am I actually calling anybody out for that. But yeah, in a way, I mean, if you continue to see this, then I wouldn't be as concerned or as worried, so to speak, right? I wouldn't have to. And unless you do reviews, and I've said it before, unless you do reviews and you are just, you've got to have it first. Overall for me, I'm like, you know what? Hey, stick around for a little while, wait a little while, and chances are you're going to be able to find it. And even as an exclusive. So yeah, something had to have happened there, right? I mean, we don't find out any of that information, and I don't know how you'd be able to find it or dig it up or get any info on that, if there's kind of a deal with them, or, you know, whatever.
That's my suspicion is they cut a deal for their overstock because they didn't want it winding up at Ollie's or Ross or wherever. That's what it looks like. It's not a good look for. It's a smart look for Hasbro. It's a good move for them. It's not really a good look for BBTS, and scalping the ferrets definitely is not. And that is what it is. It is scalping. They bought all of the remaining stock and jacked the price up 25%, or actually half, almost half again. And there you have it. So, what was the figure you saw that caught your eye?
Actually, and I saw this today, and I wanted to show two things actually.
What's up, Jay Gonzo? He's popped up in here.
What's that? So there's two things I saw. One I just wanted to kind of go over quickly, but I'm going to show the figure first. This came up today, and I love this. From the movie, man, this Mezco Deadpool. I'm digging this, and you know, I don't really collect you know, any other toy lines really. I may get a one-off like a Voltron, I might get a one-off like something else, but man, I'm digging this, and I'm going to show you something that comes with this too.
Wait, I know where this is going.
Wait a minute. Yes, love it. You know, this is fantastic. You know, Dogpool with Deadpool and from the movie. You know, with Mezco. I like this, but I happened to come across that earlier, and I do really like this. And
I was going to ask you if you saw that. I was actually going to show it. It looks great.
Man, I really did. I think that's fun. I think with that movie and having the success that it had. Look, I'm not a huge Deadpool fan. I'm not a big, you know, I don't have any of the comics or anything like that. But I do like this. And I think this is and that red, and with the way Mezco does with their figures and their uniforms and everything, I really do dig this.
And it's fun. Does anybody? I don't know. Surely, $100.
What
I was going to say, $100.
$100 pre-order.
Does anybody know? And I'm sure somebody probably will. Surely Mezco has made another Deadpool. I think I saw one. But
I would assume. I did want to show something real quick, and I'm sure most of you guys know this, but I just happened to be looking through and saw and did not realize until right now, because I haven't gone back and looked, but Lawrence or Larry Neck is sold out.
Oh yeah.
Dial Tone sold out. Isn't that funny? Starduster still available, huh? Get that.
Yeah. Limit of 2.
Yeah,
on Starduster.
yeah.
Limit of 2, not
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. Saw Viper sold out. Xandar sold out. Road Pig still available. That
The
2-pack.
Grenadiers were back earlier.
Yep.
Today.
And I assume that some of these will be back, obviously, and sometimes you just got to catch them at the right time. But that Twilight and Commander, Steel Core Commander, I got those guys in 2 days ago.
That's a good looking figure.
Yep. He's sitting back on the back. I should have put him back here on the background. I usually do that for any new figures that I got, but I forgot. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting that Daltone, Larry Neck, Saw Viper, and Xandar. Yeah, I love that guy. Are sold out. So interesting. I'm sure they'll be back up, but just looking right now, this is the first time I've gone back and actually looked at them.
Yeah, they'll be back up sometime in the next year before they're scheduled to ship. Talk about another smart move that Hasbro actually did make was putting the shipping date on these guys out a whole year.
Oh my gosh.
So people like me will not complain about them playing their shipping shell game. Now they'll just say, fuck it, a year. They'll be here in a year. You know, they're coming sooner. We'll let you know.
But you know, that really did catch me off guard when I saw that, and I thought, oh my gosh, I mean, we're looking at what did it say, like November 2025 or October. Right. You know, for them to put that date on there, and I get it. Maybe it's tentative. Maybe they're just saying, hey, that way you ain't got to worry about the shell game, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But at the same token, like, you know, to say, hey, this is just a regular 6-inch figure that we're putting out, and it's going to be a year from now. That's bold, man. Like that's like, you know, yeah, I know we got a lot of stuff that's going to be coming in, and we got a lot of stuff in the next, you know, whatever. And then we got Dragonfly obviously coming out, but like, man, a year from now for, you know, Leatherneck or something, it's like,
okay. It's not. I mean, you know, we know what they do with their dates, so that was why they did that. You know, for so people will like, oh god, this is gonna be out in January or whatever. So they'll just then they will sneakily move the date up. That date will go from October to August, and then August will be May, and it'll creep up because this wave that we're talking about, they were announced, renders and whatnot a while back. These guys are in, they're probably being packaged right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I wanted real quick while we're talking about Mezco and we're on BBTS. Punk talked about this the other night. I think this looks absolutely amazing. This Mezco Beetlejuice. I'm very tempted to on ordering this. All the stuff that you get with it, and I know it's kind of off topic from Joe's, but
it's all right.
We do a little bit of that here. I love Beetlejuice. Saw the new movie. This is the Beetlejuice figure that I always wish that we've had. Spot on, Michael Keaton. You get the shrunken Beetlejuice head with it. Got the extended arms with the hammers and the carousel head. I think this thing just really looks like art. Carousel lights up. Curious to see how they'll do that. I'm wondering if it's going to be like the Theodore Sodcutter figure. But it does look like it's going to be a little brighter there, but you never know till you get it. But I just wanted to bring this up. I really like this figure. I'm wondering if there's any Beetlejuice people in our chat that might be picking this up. It's pricey, but he comes with, it's a Mezco. He comes with a lot of shit.
That's the key, right? Like, I know obviously it's just all in your taste and what really do you care about. If I was going to get a Beetlejuice figure, then this is probably the way that I would want to get it, with accessories such as those, 4 different head sculpts. Like I'm good with that. But if it was just him and it was just kind of like, hey, but if you're gonna get all this other stuff, then like Yeah, and what wonders stuff like that can do for photography, right? I mean, they've already shown that in
Oh
their
yeah.
ad and for what you're looking at, and so I think of people that I know here that do photography and put that stuff on Instagram, the kind of things they could do with a figure like this. I know for you being such a Halloween fan and it being
Yeah.
that season and that holiday, I say holiday, but nobody gets off for it, but uh you and how you really love Halloween, like, yeah, this is great. Like this, I mean, it's fun. I don't remember there being a figure like this out previously that I can remember
Yeah.
through the years with this many options. And
No.
I was just getting ready to refer to that comment. If you did not see Jay Gonzo, my thoughts on that, then you can go to my channel and look up the Big Show clips, and I clipped out Matthew and my review. And if you want to kind of it's 15 minutes, 18 minutes, whatever. But if you want to watch a review of my thoughts on that movie, it's under my channel at Pop Blender, and it says Big Show Clips, our Beetlejuice review, I think is what it is, or Beetlejuice review.
I liked it. I didn't love it. It was about, I don't know, probably slightly worse than what I thought it was going to be. But I didn't hate it, but they definitely did some very odd things with it. It was, it's kind of convoluted, but I mean, you get the Michael Keaton Beetlejuice experience with it. It's him. It's funny. It's not super woke or anything like we were kind of afraid it was going to be. There's some good gags in there. There's one very, very good adult joke in that movie, and there's not a word spoken for it. And I think that it will probably go over a lot of people's heads, that'll completely pass it and completely miss it. But I do recommend seeing it if you're a Beetlejuice fan. It is not something that you need to see in the theater unless you just want that experience. It's not like seeing Maverick in the theater. It's a movie that you can wait for it to stream, but you should see it, I think, if you're a fan of the original. So, what's happening, Krusty Old Crow?
Yeah, buddy. Yep, he said, and then just as soon as you announce him, he has BRB.
Well, he'll go back. He'll go back and read the chat or something.
Probably dealing with them crickets.
Yeah. So, Christine, the Captain Nemo and the crew recently, wow. And then Dave says the Captain Nemo is freaking awesome. I don't have any of those. They are awesome. I like them. I'm picky. I got to be picky and choosy on $100+ figure. I do really like the Mezco, their brand stuff, their own themes. I do have this dude chilling over here on the side. I've still got him on my table here. I love this guy and cannot wait to get ready to do some Halloween stuff with him.
Yeah, he looks good. Are they talking about the $175 Captain Nemo 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea figure, Mezco?
The should be Rumble Society.
Right. Oh, come on. It's a great time for my system to go wonky. This one right here. This guy?
Yes.
175. Woohoo! Man,
there. They've got look up while you got it pulled up, look up the Death Brokers.
I will.
Those guys are really neat.
This is it's a good looking figure. Let's see while I've got this
and that's their like Rumble Society is their
right here.
Yeah. Okay. That's their brand, their in-house dudes that they do all types of different themes. That's the one. Action Figs really likes the Gomez, the Roach, and all the stuff they do with him.
Okay.
So he's their mascot. Ooh. But I mean, yeah.
Glow in the dark? Is that what this is? It's glow in the dark. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I mean, looks great, great photography potential. I don't know really anything about these guys, I guess,
Yeah, I
personally.
mean, that's all you'll see is their blurbs that they put out about them
Okay.
and reading about them. That's their own lore for their own figures. They've got
Yeah.
several different kind of sublines under Rumble Society.
Okay.
They're all awesome. They're all just off the wall kind of bizarre type
Whew.
things.
325, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
325 or 4 interest-free installments from
I found
29.33 a
them.
month.
I found them somewhere.
Damn.
Pretty,
300.
I mean, reasonable for what they are anyway. But those
Yeah,
are
no,
so.
I get it. I mean, I just holy cow.
Yeah, but they're so I'd like to have a couple of those dudes to put in the ramen racer.
Oh, now that would be fun. Or listen, you tell me, maybe you'll get it. Who is the obvious choice for the ramen racer? If you were going to put let's say
A
Halloween
Joe?
themed, not a Joe, just a character, Halloween themed in the Marvel or the ramen racer, who is a guy that naturally comes to my mind?
I don't know. That's pretty good. Pretty
I'd
good
put
question. I mean, Michael Myers can drive,
That's
but
true. I would
uh,
put Flamin' Head Ghost Rider in that son of a bitch.
yeah. Christine got it.
Yes,
Yeah.
there we go. All right.
Well, I mean, that's the whole reason that car exists
I
was,
know.
so
But I mean, throw Ghost Rider in that bitch, man, and get you a big glowing
yeah.
ass head and take some photos of that.
I wonder if I don't. I was
Mr.
going to say. I
T.
wonder if I wonder if I can get the figure obscura headless horseman in there.
That'd be awesome, dude. Like,
I don't think
that'd be
the
fun.
flaming pumpkin
Yeah.
head would fit, but
Well, that's a
um.
bummer, but that's the first
So
thing that came to my mind. Anyway.
while we are talking about ramen,
I love those
go ahead.
noodles.
Yes, they are quite
Oh,
fantastic.
you're talking about something else
Talking
altogether.
about these guys. So he, last I heard, was doing a live stream on Friday, where he was going. That is the day that the early bird special on all of the stuff for the Hunter tank and the Amphisbaena. Crow told me how to pronounce that. I still can't pronounce it, but
What's
the
it
black
called?
one, the Amphisbaena,
Okay.
the black one,
Oh,
that one.
yeah, Amphisbaena. Amphisbaena. That's it.
That
Yep.
yeah, that's the ticket.
Right.
So all of the early birds do end on the 20th. So if anybody's interested for the hunter and then the recoil, they go early bird ends on when does the early bird end for this one?
I said to hell with you. If you ain't
Yeah,
got it, it's
like,
already done. I am tempted. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am tempted to get one of these.
That's the best looking one right there. I love the 18 one.
I'm with you, but I agree with you. Honestly, though, I gotta tell you, either this one or the white.
This is the stock white one.
I for some reason, man, that one I like that one. Like
I do too.
I don't know why, but I think with the scoop at the bottom, I mean, I think that thing looks tough, man. I don't need the grill. I don't need the bars on the front. Like I like that white one, man. I think that looks tough.
I like all of them. I mean, here's the.
I mean, that's a
alphabet
band
thing.
you could drive around your neighborhood in handing out candy to kids.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something you could.
I mean, I wouldn't, but somebody could. I mean, don't do it. I mean, but
I do like the white one though. I really do. I like the white one stuff.
I like all of them, but I think the Raider is the best looking out of the three.
And for $100, I like that white one.
Yeah. It is also the only one as of right now that is going to come with the windshield armor.
Well,
The
that's
other
true.
ones,
I am a little shocked though that the statistics on that van, and again, I'm not exactly sure how those statistics come into play. Steering, torque, all that stuff, armor. I'm with a toy. I want to find out exactly how that all works.
yep.
It's
Uh,
fun. I mean, it's goofy, but I do think it's a little weird.
I mean, we saw them. We saw them in
Yeah,
person, or at least we saw the black one, the plain black one the person in person, the
yeah.
mock up of this one. Um, they're going to be worth the money. They're going to be cool. They're supposed to ship first quarter next year. But the early bird for those is going on, and I think it goes through the end of September, is what he previously said. But Friday is the last call for the early bird price on the tanks and the accessories for the tanks, the swappable hull or top parts for all the tanks. He is, last I heard, doing a live stream Friday where he is going to officially end this campaign, and he's going to show off some new stuff he's working on
Okay.
and some other stuff. Last I heard from his last live stream is also going up. That is, I think, when he is going to start the pre-orders for the Razor, which is the
Okay.
Mad Max version of the Racer.
Hey,
Uh,
dude, look, I love that. I am all about that
yeah,
life. Give me that
yeah. And also, he is also going to reissue the Razor, but it's going to be different, like different. I don't know if it's different colors, or he mentioned about doing like weathered effects or something on it. Who knows what he's got in store? But so if that ramen is something you guys are interested in, be on the lookout for that coming up. Last I heard on Friday, and get your tanks while you can. BBTS has the tanks on their site. Right now, they are still, the tanks and the vans are still cheaper to order through ramen, through the early bird, even with the shipping coming from China, than getting it on BBTS. Did he just remove himself? What is really scary, Christine? Maybe his internet froze up. That tends to happen sometimes. So, what is it that is really scary? There's got to be some companies out there that makes the 18 pews. Top Fun Retro Toys 3D, I think, has mini 14s. I'm sure by this point, Gridiron has probably done a mini 14. I haven't looked for them, but they've got to be out there at this point. That was really the main one that they used. I hope there's maybe some add-ons for the vans that you can put in the back. I was kind of hoping the van would have the back with the slide out drawer with the compartment for it. So maybe that'll be something that they offer in the future for it. But if that's something you guys are interested in, check out ramen. Yes, I have seen that. It's a pretty good price on it too.
Holy
There you
shit.
are.
Chrome just shit the bed. Like my whole computer
Oh,
just shut down. Like
oh
it
wow.
literally, yeah, and it wasn't even in safe mode. It literally just shut down, and I had a box in the middle that said application couldn't open. And I don't know if it's because I was opening up the vans on my own with the ramens over here on the other monitor. Because I was looking at them and I was trying to look at, I wanted to look at some other pictures, like if they have the doors open and all that stuff. And had, I only had about 4 tabs open, and holy crap, that thing just literally just shut down. That's what I was looking at. I just wanted to see that, and for some people, judging at the price, this is all I wanted to say, is just looking at the price, and you go, okay, what am I getting? Right? Like, what am I getting? Is this worth it? And so I had looked at these before, but I kind of wanted to bring them up on here. And
Yeah. I
but
can zoom.
Yeah, just kind of go through them, but yeah, I
So
do love these. I really do. Maybe if you had moved on in the last couple minutes, but yeah, no, my computer just literally crapped out on me.
yeah, I was just kind of waiting on you to come back. So I mean, he's basically said that these are kind of with customizers in mind, and
Yeah.
they are the rev is for Ramen economical vehicles. So I know he did mention the sunroofs are glued in place, but on future
Okay.
versions, they're looking at a way to pop it in and out, or to make it movable or removable, or who knows. I mean, he will come up with stuff on the fly, and he listens to his fans, and that's why we have the windshield armor on the recoil van, is because people really wanted it, although I think they wanted it for the A-team version. But I would actually expect him to probably wind up offering that with it, because he will go back and change stuff and add stuff to it.
Yeah.
There's he has a tank commander and an engineer designed already for the hunter tank, and then a engineer for the bridge layer part. So they're going to be coming up at some point. I mean, probably not going to get thrown in with the campaign, but they are coming. You will be able to get them. So anyway, just wanted to call attention to that, because I really do like Ramen's products. And I also have an update on my racer. If you anybody watched my racer video that I did, and I have a tail light out on my racer. I reached out to Ramen. They asked me to reach out
Oh
to
yeah.
the company that I got it through, for them to officially reach out to it as a product replacement. I did all that. Takes a few days back and forth. Ramen is going to do. They're going to make it right with having the light out on the racer. Um, Probably will be quite a while before I have any more updates or have it or whatever.
Yeah.
They are sending me something to fix it. I don't know. I don't want to get into details because I don't know exactly what they mean by what they describe, but they are addressing it and they are going to take care of it. So
Good. That's
I'm
great.
happy for that. So
Yeah, hell yeah, that's great. Anytime, good customer service or whatever of any kind, it's such a rarity these days. So
yep.
anytime you can get that, that's always great.
Thank you, War Chest. Yeah, so anyway, just wanted to address that. So I am going to go fix me a coffee real quick.
Yeah, go right ahead, man. I'm gonna take this
And
thing over for a second. I got a bone to pick. No, I'm just kidding. I'll talk for a minute.
well,
I'll vamp.
you just pick your boner, and I'll be back in two shakes of a
Oh,
lamb's tail.
I always do, y'all. I do have a
Um,
question actually though for the chat while you go do that. I am curious about something here. And
all
I
right,
want to know
then.
if anybody collects these. You go do your thing, and then when you get back, I'll go do mine because man, I'm about to pop. I got to go pee. All right. So do you guys do any of y'all collect any of these types of figures right here? I saw this come up pre-sale $20. This Jimi Hendrix, like this reaction. Do any of y'all ever collect any of these, like the rock star stuff? I've seen some, Metallica and some other ones, and like Devo here, Outcast, Kwame, I don't care about, but I did see a third base one, which I thought was great. Let's see. Let me go shop all because there's some really fun ones in here. A lot of them tend to be rap ones, but I do like a lot of these figures. Like I said, you got Outcast right here, Andre 3000, and Big Boy, Joe Strummer. I don't know. There's the third base ones right here. Pop pop goes the weasel, weasel. Pop pop goes the weasel. Um, Look, they're not my kind of thing. I don't care for the reactions. As a matter of fact, I stayed away from the GI Joe reaction figures. I don't like the articulation on those. I just don't think they're great figures. But I do wish we got more options when it comes to our rock and roll heroes. You know what I mean? Or like our musician heroes, people we love. I'd love a Led Zeppelin set, a John Bonham sitting at the drums with that clear Vista Light drum set, stuff like that. Like, uh, I used to have a Prince guitar. It was a miniature guitar, and it was about like, I don't know, it was about yay big, about 7 inches, 8 inches. And pop goes the weasel, cause the weasel goes pop. And so yeah, like I don't know. I would love more options like this. I'd love a Prince figure, like a Mezco Prince, with the cloth, outfit and everything, or Salt and Pepper. Bon Scott here is super cool. KRS-One, another Outcast. I don't know. I mean, I don't, again, I'm not crazy about this style and the reactions, but I do want more figures that aren't, your classic cartoon or 80s or whatever. Like, I would want more of this kind of stuff. And then because I would love, a Mezco type figure, like I said, of a Prince or a Robert Plant, a David Lee Roth figure that I could pose in the splits, or like with a stand where he could be doing the splits, jumping off a drum riser or something. Like, I'd be all over that. And I probably would collect those. I really would. I just didn't know if any of y'all have any of these, if you care about these, or if you find that you think these are really more of like the normie at your FYE stores, or your your normie stores where people go and buy DVDs and games and shit that's all conglomerated together. If this is the kind of stuff that you think this is not really for toy collectors, but more for just normies. Motley Crue, Cliff Burton, Alice Cooper. I just think these are a lot of fun, and I really would like Sabotage, like the Beastie
like the
Boys.
Sabotage.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I'm not big into the reactions. I really did not like the G.I. Joe reactions, but like there's a Bootsy Collins figure with the bass. I would love these figures with more articulation and a little bit bigger scale. I would probably buy many.
What's up, Stick
really
Figures guy?
Yeah, picks up.
I heard you.
Those music Funkos.
Heard you mention John Bonham. If you got him, he wouldn't be able to sit at the drums. He'd be able to have his legs splayed out in a Y and at the drums.
Yeah, I mean, look, coming with a stool, and maybe there's a way to fit him on there. But that's just me dreaming. I have seen Robert Meyer Burnett, somebody that maybe some of y'all may or may know. I know Matthew does, and he has a display behind him just like I do, and he has a Prince figure that's like a 6 or 8 inch or 7, whatever it is, figure of him playing guitar, and he's in like a purple outfit or something. I think it's in like the early 80s, the Purple Rain outfit, so to speak, that looks like one of the 60s British rockers, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, and so he has one, and so I've never really looked it up, but maybe I should try. But anyway, I don't know. I just saw those earlier today, and I was just wondering if anybody had some of those, if you like some of those, or whatever. I know they make all kinds. They have a bunch of rappers and rock artists.
Yeah, they've got a lot of really. They got a lot of really unique ones in those music lines, and the reactions they're great for wall art. I mean, I've got several of them. That's what they're there for, and for that purpose, I think they are overpriced.
Yes, 100%. Because anytime I walk into Target and see anything reaction, immediately I'm like, not gonna pay $27 for that or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, all the ones I've got. I got on sale clearance somewhere. Like I've got the Python Patrol, Destro Baroness, and Cobra Commander. There's a bat and a trooper I want, but I'm not going to pay $20 for them. I haven't found them anywhere on sale. So, I'm
gonna go hit the head real quick. And
all right.
My coffee's good and it's closed up, so I'm gonna hit the head real quick, and I'll be back here momentarily, my friends, and then we're gonna try to get into get into a little topic here soon.
We are gonna blow through the Pulscon figures, and I mean
Yeah, for
blow through
sure.
them and the Joe figures, and everybody's talked them up, and it's just by the time we get to it, it's a done deal. Everybody's already talked about them, but I just want
Right.
to give our opinions real quick, and we'll run through
Yeah.
them quick. So go ahead and go do your
I'll be
thing.
right back.
I was going to show this. I didn't know. Did anybody see this today? So the Steel Core Commander, Hasbro released a file card for this guy and for the Twilight Guard today. If you missed that, I saw it on Facebook. They posted it, and it's been reshared a bunch of times. So file cards for Joe stuff. Where has this been for the last 4 years? They're kind of, I mean, they're very long. Like we want our file cards on the back of the box, right? This is going to take up a lot of real estate on the back of the box. I agree, Jay Astro. I hope they retroactively go back and do cards for everybody. I don't see them doing it, but hey, there's always hope. We can always hope maybe they will. There's the one for the Steel Core Commander, and there is the Twilight Guard. I'm not going to read it. If you guys want to screenshot it or go, look it up, whatever. They're kind of, I don't know. I don't say they're bland or they're generic. They're just kind of, they seem like they were written by some kind of marketing team rather than by somebody like Lenny. Does mention that the Twilight Guard are members of the, what is it, the Serpent's Eye. That centuries old society, Order of the Serpent's Eye. They are basically like religious zealots devoted to Cobra Commander because he's fed them a bunch of lies all of these time that they've been in Cobra. They are the top echelon of Crimson Guards that Cobra Commander has been feeding all these lies to, and they're almost like a religious fanaticism to Cobra Commander, following blindly. So I mean, it's kind of like a take on the coil, I guess. As far as that, except these guys follow Cobra Commander. So I didn't know if everybody had seen those or not. I just wanted to let you know they were out there. I'll go back to the Steel Core Commander. His is really kind of more generic for the Steel Core Commander. This one really reads like it was done by a product, team rather than somebody that's actually putting any kind of effort into it. At least the Twilight Guards reads like it's got some lore behind it. These guys are just your generic commander type file card, I think. So I did want to make that known. So like Jay Astro says, hopefully they will do more of the file cards. They definitely need it. Dave, yep. Good use of the QR code. Like that's what they should go to, right? You should be able to scan that QR code and go to this for the character, each figure. That's what way it should have worked all along. But with their recent bungling, I mean, is there another word for it, of the website, all things digital related having to do with them? Hopefully they'll do it, but with the way they've been running things lately, I kind of have my doubts. Yeah. Zealot sounds. I wonder what a zealot sound is. I bet it's a bunch of chanting. Now close that window. I have one more piece of news that I did want to say that everybody's probably seen by now. And that is this right here. So this was the recent tweet about the Dragonflies. And I was going to keep this up because I don't know if Pop Blender saw this or not. So we got the previous report that there were like 1,700 Dragonflies that were here in the U.S. They'd shipped 1,700. Well, now there's 2,500 more and 2,000 more. So there are 6,000 ish Dragonflies supposedly on U.S. soil right now. And this tweet is a couple days old now. I saw it maybe Sunday or Monday. So he is a reliable source. No, it says 5 days, and then okay, just trying to read up. 9:15 was when the 2,000 more. So 3 days ago. He's a pretty reliable source. He's reported on stuff making it to the U.S. out of the shipping containers before. He's always been accurate, but last time we brought this up, like it's still going to be another, couple months. It's always a couple months later after we see these tweets that we actually see whatever the tweet is about. Like they did the same thing with the Vamp. That was one that he reported on. There's been a couple others that I can think of. So what do you guys think? You guys still thinking December? We're in October now. I'm thinking about the same time the Hiss showed up for distribution to us on the Dragonfly. I'm really excited about the Dragonfly. It's probably my favorite G.I. Joe vehicle. So Wild Bill's one of my absolute favorite characters. So I can't wait for it to get here. And hopefully with this many of them already being here, that means that they have fixed whatever the issue was that we will probably never know about, but I am thinking electrical. I'm going back up to the reaction conversation. Oh, Frank, come on back when you get through eating, buddy, if you have the opportunity.
The serpent's eye sees all. The serpent's eye stretches its tail back into the immemorial. The serpent's eye bears the secrets of the universe on its forked tongue. The serpent's eye holds the levers of the world in its mighty coils. I am a twilight guard. Sorry. I was just never mind, man. I was just doing something weird there for a second. Something took over me.
I thought you were, there's Christine's got the power of many.
I was just reading the Twilight Guard, the profile or the file card, and I was like, what is this thing at the end?
It really is. It's just really like I didn't want to read that.
Also something I know you didn't, but there was something I thought was very funny. Hang on, let me turn this down while I was listening. There's something kind of funny that I saw, and I just wanted to address this real quick. Okay, so on that card, it says Master Manipulator Cobra Commander manufactured a centuries-old secret society within the Cobra ranks. So he actually manufactured, he put some plastic together, manufactured a centuries-old secret society today.
Yeah. He just made it all up.
Just manufactured it today, but it's centuries old. I was like, what?
Yeah, it really. I forgot to tell you about that. I didn't know if you'd seen it or not. They just come out today, so
I couldn't help it.
They're really kind of hokey, but at least with him, they tried to put some lore into it. Actually, because if you read, if you go back and you read the Commander one, it's not good. So what do you got any thoughts? Thoughts on the
I saw that.
Dragonfly?
I saw that too. Yeah, I was watching. Hey, anything that brings us closer to distributing those bad boys out to everybody, I'm all about. You know, I mean, that's, and I know you have used him before, and as far as the source and everything, and I don't know where he gets his info from. I don't know if anybody knows or if he's made that known. He could be somebody that works at a warehouse. He could be somebody that is, gets in that product, right, to get it ready for distribution, or whatever. But yeah, no, and like I said, anything that gets us closer to getting the Dragonfly in our hands, I am excited for, because I cannot wait for that chopper. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be awesome.
I'm super stoked for it. So I'm just it's got some big shoes to fill as far as living up to what the Hiss did. So
I think it's gonna be. I mean, look, man, they do go all out with the packaging and everything. So I'm excited. I think it will. I think with the new figures, and I just, and also the stand for it and everything for display, I think it's going to be pretty cool.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. And no, I don't want anybody to call HR. Okay, let's stay away from human resources. Now, in human resources, if you want to call them, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, that's a whole nother group of people. All right, we're gonna blow through these figures real quick.
Yeah.
So, and move on with our topic, because I don't think that one's gonna take super long tonight. So I'm gonna kind of stretch this one out a little bit. So here's your boy Dalton.
Yeah,
so
man.
what are your thoughts on Dalton?
I was looking at the original today as I scrolled through and was kind of getting ready for our topic, and I compared him to this one, and I love it. I like what they've done with him. I love the backpack, so I'm happy. I do like this guy. I always like this guy. Love playing with him back in the day. So yeah, I think they did a great job. There's really nothing on this figure that I'm disappointed with. Not for me. Maybe some others. Maybe I'm not. I think the backpack definitely harkens back. They didn't change it up too much. They put the little keyboard thing, on the back, and kind of little, whatever you want to call that. Accessory wise, I'm good. I'm digging this figure, man. I really am.
Yeah, I like him. I still think this looks like a fireplace, but I mean, I get it. I think it looks cool. It's a nice way to update the backpack into modern age.
They didn't
without
update
losing the design.
Yeah, and they didn't update the figure a whole lot. And War Chest here also says, he almost looks retro. Would have been cool to see him updated a little bit. Yeah, I get that, because if you were going to put out a retro dial tone, carded, then yes, I don't think there's a lot different. You might have a bit of a color change, right? The colors might be a little brighter on the green, might be a little brighter, and whatnot. But I mean, do we always have to have like a new version, so to speak, so that we can always get a retro carded version that's just a little bit different? I know how that plays with sales, and they want more sales, right? But I don't have to have a redesigned figure to make it more updated. This looks fine to me. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I don't need an updated version and a retro of every figure, and I think a lot of these guys are perfectly fine with kind of redoing the classic look and touch it up a little bit. But I don't need a retro dial tone.
I really I don't either.
So I like him.
That comment too by Daredevil Dave, as far as the backpack, I agree. A lot of those backpacks we get, but that was common with the 3 3/4, is that, just basic. They have molds. Sometimes they do a special mold and put a phone or whatever it was on there.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think this backpack does put a lot of the other ones to shame, but his backpack in particular was very specific and very specifically shaped. And this is very close to that shape and everything. So I like it. I don't need a retro one, like you said.
Yeah, I don't need a retro dial tone. So let's get on to Leather Punk. What do we call him? Larry Neck.
Larry Neck.
What do you think about Yeah, they did a good job on the hat. I mean, of course, you can't put the actual logo on it. I'm fine with it. I
It's
understand
fine.
why. Kind of
That's fine.
sucks, but what are you
Right.
gonna do?
Right.
Um, so I think he looks good. He's probably out of this line, honestly, the one I'm least excited for. But
Yeah,
that
that makes sense.
don't mean that I'm not excited for him. He's just probably my least favorite in the line, even though I think he looks good. I like they gave him the shooting glasses,
Yep.
gave him his accurate ish gun
I
backpack.
do. Yep, I do like the gun. And you're
Hit
right,
the
accurate-ish.
hit the backpack. That's his backpack. It's got
Speaking
the
of hitting,
bedroll.
yeah, speaking of hitting, y'all hit the like button definitely, and make sure that you
Yeah.
subscribe to 3 Star Draws channel if you get a chance. If you're not already, I assume most everybody in this chat is, of course. But if you're watching on a replay and checking this video out, make sure you hit the like button. I have not looked at the
Yeah.
numbers personally. I don't just get obsessed with that kind of stuff. But right now we
Yeah.
got about 27 likes. That's pretty much in line with what we've had tonight.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So anyway, just a friendly reminder while it was on my mind because it would easily escape.
Yeah, we might have some new people watching a replay
Yep,
tonight. You
never
never
know.
know, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I like the gun, like the glasses, like the look. I'm with you. There's not much more else that you can really talk about with this guy.
Yeah.
Ultimately, but he does look good. Like the color green. Again, I'm a classic GI Joe. I like the green camo. I like the classic prints and not the sci-fi ish elements of a lot of things. So I love this guy. I'm good with him.
Yeah, he looks good. So move on to the Psy Viper.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, I wanted to do this dude last, but we're trying to move quick. So just this right here looks like ass. This looks so bad to me. It looks very generic. This is not the. I mean, look at this. Dirt he looks like a no-name goon Spider-Man beats the shit out of.
Yeah,
Awful looking face. Um, and I'm biased. This was my most anticipated character to be made yet. His Saw Viper is my favorite Viper. Look, even the picture, his damn gun's bent a little bit.
there's a couple of those actually. There's you can tell in another photo or two that it's not just him.
He looks like an upgrade to the suit in Doom. I just Krusty Old Crow used to call Techno Viper Grimace, and that's because nobody had seen this yet. I don't care for the exaggerated samurai armor. I know this dude's got to be armored up. He's reinforcement heavy machine gunner with a semi-automatic rifle. Semi-automatic weapon is what Saul stood for. Of course, they wasn't going to go with the completely oversized gun for him.
No.
I don't like the look of this figure. He's way too bulky. I think the armor overlay will come off, but I am thoroughly disappointed with the way this figure come out. Why is it that picture always does that? Every time I tried to do that picture, that's him fighting Leatherneck with his saw that they actually put on the gun. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
It's
the armor part of it. I'm like you. I mean, I don't know. He does look pretty bulky, but I guess maybe for a lot of people they actually really like that about him. When you put the helmet on him and he's got that big collar, that whole it just looks almost like a robot in a way.
yeah,
I mean, really. I don't know. I have no personal connection to this figure, and I've said it many times. It's hard for me
yeah,
sometimes because if I don't have a connection with the figure, then it's going to be harder for me to want to order him. I did order him, but it's also because I like this line. But I have
yeah.
no personal connection to that figure, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I hate what they did with the gun. I don't. For some reason, I didn't get the picture of him holding the removable saw that you know is going to fall out of the barrel of that gun. There's no way it's going to stick in there right.
We'll see. We'll see. I would love if they had kind of one of those little things where it's got just a little bit of extra plastic around it where it kind of pops in rather than
And
just slides in, where it actually kind of sticks in there and has a groove, That would be
I
great.
it may be the gun and the saw that's killing it for me. I don't like the alien vibe of the weapon. I don't think it needed a saw on the end of it because he's the saw viper. And
Is it too
maybe
on the nose?
yeah, I think it is. And
Okay.
maybe I had it built up in my head too much because I was really looking forward to this guy, but he is completely missing the mark for me. And it could just be the weapon and the hugely bulky armor. I don't know. He's just not what I was hoping he would be. Maybe he'll be different in hand. A lot of these guys this year have been.
That's
Um,
true. That
you
happens a
know,
lot, right? It happens a
uh,
lot.
most of the figures I've gotten this year have been better than I initially thought they were going to be as far as looks and quality and playability. So maybe he'll impress me, but I despise the weapon. It's awful.
And let me ask you, because War Chest makes a funny comment here. In love with the goon mask, stoked, but he needs to start cutting back on the salt and schedule a visit to his cardiologist. I love that, but I guess my question is War Chest, do you actually like this figure? Like, do you? I mean, joking aside, I mean, because I agree with you, right? But like, do you actually like the Saw Viper figure at all, or is it kind of something for you? Because I mean, I see a lot of people. I know Matthew really did like this guy too, and he just chimed in as well. Said, "I'm just not sure what you wanted in this figure. He's a heavy armored, heavy
And
weapons." And so I get it, right? I get the outfit and everything.
a
So,
heavy weapon.
yeah, I mean, is it on the nose? Yes, it is. I honestly don't remember his original weapon. I couldn't tell you. I'm not that versed in this figure. And so I cannot comment from that knowledge. But I see what they're going for here. I will say this: there is not another figure in this line that looks like him.
That's a good thing.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many of them, there's only so much you can do, right? But
Yeah.
I think that there isn't another one. See you, Ronnie.
See you later, Ronnie, buddy. Appreciate you tuning in. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on him. I'm not happy. Maybe he'll be better in hand.
Yeah.
Christine, yeah, the figure looks good, but better weapon needed. This is probably one I will definitely splurge on a more accurate weapon for through one
Okay.
of the third party
Yeah.
manufacturers. His weapon was the ridiculously oversized giant machine gun that they screwed up at the factory and actually produced the 2-up instead of scaling it down half size. So the gun's as tall as he is.
Yeah.
I actually thought maybe they might make him a deluxe and give him something like what you see in Star Wars with the snowtroopers with the heavy cannon and make it detachable.
Okay.
I thought they might have went that route with him, but whatever. We'll see. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, and you expressed that immediately.
Yes.
But yeah, and his original gun, yeah, that 3 3/4, it is just as tall, if not taller than the figure is itself, with a gigantic scope on the top
Yeah.
and a
Well,
bipod.
and his file card goes into great detail about how that weapon, that ridiculously oversized weapon, even though it wasn't
Yes.
supposed to be, has a state of the art optic on it. And like it's basically a sniper rifle that can be turned into a heavy machine gun. So we'll
Yeah.
see, I guess.
Yeah.
So Starduster.
I got this guy for the cereal box.
Cereal
Honestly,
box is cool.
I'm serious. I literally got this figure for the cereal box. Obviously, he comes in a 2-pack. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's
No,
Steel Commander. Yeah, no, the Starduster. Yeah. Um, Yeah, for the cereal box. That literally is it. Love the cereal box. I think it's a fun, fun accessory. Obviously, what can you do with it? Nothing. But I love their photography session here, where they make it like he's filming a commercial.
Yeah, it's
And the
great.
Valkyrie runs away with the cereal. The cereal drops out. And they have like the little fake cereal on the ground. I talked about this the other night. I do love this. Yeah, in the bottom of the picture, the cereal's kind of spilling out. But yeah, I mainly got this guy for the cereal box because honestly, again, another figure I don't have a connection to.
Never had him. Neither one of us ever had this guy.
And the Steel Brigade reminds me of, with the Steel Brigade and those.
That's the best right there, though.
Yeah, you got you got the crossword on the back or whatever, and then you got
roadblock on a red rocket.
Red rocket. That's right. Rocket's red glare.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes ever. Can you really assimilate this?
Yeah, and we have a deep connection to that episode.
Yeah, man. And so for me, I like the figure. He looks good. I want the cereal box. I love it.
Yeah. I'm pleased with it. I'm excited to get him. I never had him, so I mean, this entire figure is 100% reuse. They just dumped a bunch of shit in a bin and painted it, and but I mean, it's accurate to what he was. But I don't care. Like I don't care. I didn't have him. I think he looks good. So I love that. Ninja kick.
I do think it's funny, but I could fully understand why people would pass on this figure. I mean, we're gonna get into that point. I also mentioned this maybe a few days ago after Pulscon or whatever. But we're gonna start getting into that part of the line where they're gonna start making figures that you or I just really don't care for or don't have a connection with. Like, yes, there's still a lot to go. Yes, you've still got a hit and run, and you've got a Footloose, and you've got a whatever, right? Repeater, I don't care, whoever your guy is. But ultimately, at some point in time, there's going to be a wave come out that's going to have about 2 or 3 people in it that is kind of like, I don't know about those. Doesn't mean they won't look good, but I'm the type of person, I need to feel something for that figure. I really do.
I'm going to go way back up to see if I can find a comment from Jay Astro, and I don't see it. It's up there somewhere, but he said I hate about 60% of the figures.
It's right here. Right here.
Oh, there it is. I hate about 60% of the figures till I get them.
That's funny.
And that goes exactly to what you just said, like that whole wave. Like, I really didn't want it, and it's really one of the best waves with Techno Viper and Big Boa and Quick Kick. They're some of the best figures in the line. So, all right. So, yeah, see, Matthew don't like him. So we got, and I do agree. I really was hoping for cereal box packaging for him. That's what we thought we were going to get with him. Whatever. That's one I wouldn't have minded paying another couple bucks for the package for, just because it'd be so unique and actually ties into the figure, and what he was.
Exactly. And look, I get it, Matthew. I guess as far as saying, hey, look, you can get a guy that has a bunch of parts that, multiple figures have had, but the one, the one that, is kind of unique or whatever. But I guess for me, it doesn't really, I don't care about that. Like for me personally, I do not really care about the reusage of pants or legs or whatever you want to call it, arms or a chest per se. It just depends. Number one, do I like the look of the figure? Number two, do I have any kind of connection to that figure that makes me go, yeah, I want that guy because I had him when I was a kid, or if it just looks so dadgum good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't look at it that way, I guess, personally.
Yeah.
But I can understand where you're coming from. War Chest is heading out.
Yep. Night War Chest. Thanks for
Yeah,
hanging out,
buddy.
man.
Yeah, it's the 18th. I'm gonna message you War Chest here in a few minutes.
So yeah, Matthew, it's because Starduster hits the mark for me and Saw Viper does not. So packaging in that ugly box instead of a cereal box, whatever. So get on to Xandar's last one.
Oh, gun. Pointing
Yeah,
down. Look at the gun. Look at the barrel. It doesn't look completely
yeah,
for me.
yeah. It does. It does a little
Doesn't it
bit.
look a
Yep.
little bit? Just a
Yeah,
little,
just
not a ton.
slightly.
Just a little bit.
So, what do you think about Xandar?
I love him. I
Yeah,
was never the biggest fan as a kid. He was not one of my go-to guys to play with. I will say that I probably went more for Zorana when I was a kid, but even then I didn't really go towards her as far as my play time. But I love this. I love the bare chest with the vest on. Clip that, please. The pauldrons and
dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun.
this blue oyster bar, the scar, the face paint, the hair, the long hair. I do like this figure, the gold belt buckle. Is that a chain
Yeah,
hanging off if I remember
yeah,
right? Or is it,
yep,
so the boots. I like this figure. I like everything they've done with him. Um, you know, I wish there was a way to have them change skin color or whatever. Like, if that would be just
yeah.
like a cool thing to have.
That's really the only thing missing from these guys.
But overall, yep. I dig Xandar, and he's going to be a good addition. And the pink doesn't bother me at all.
Nah,
Real men wear pink.
yep. I mean, I like pink's one of my favorite colors, so I don't mind it at all. I think he is the star of this wave of figures. I think Xandar is going to be probably the best of this wave
And
for me, anyway.
does he have any reuse? I mean, are his jeans the same ones that Ripper has? I don't know, but like the boots look unique, the gauntlets look unique. I don't know about the vest per se, but the pauldrons look unique. The gold,
Yeah,
everything gold looks unique. The pink bandana or whatever the hell that you want to call it, that looks unique to me. The hair mold looks unique to me. I don't know. Is there a lot of reuse on this figure? Because I love this brand new figure.
yeah.
If that's the case,
I don't. I'm not as familiar with all the parts. I don't really make it a huge deal to keep up with what's what. I don't. I just note that it's reuse. I don't really say that it really bothers me all that much,
yeah,
other
yeah, yeah,
than unless it's like a straight up repaint that doesn't fit anything.
right,
The mix and match parts to make a new figure. Fine, it's a new figure.
sure,
I
sure.
do think we've seen the pants before,
Probably
the
so,
legs,
but I
but
think everything else to me does look like new mold.
I think that
And
is the same scarf though that we've been getting.
we probably have. But and again, the vest, maybe that comes on somebody, but I don't recall that. Eric Thurman loves this better than the original. I'd say most people do.
Yeah,
And
he looks
Matthew,
much better.
Matthew says he's the best of the wave, which is
He
agreeing with you.
does he everybody, but Matthew. I get Billy vibes from Predator. I mean, obviously this dude's Caucasian, but I get Billy out of
Yeah,
that with the
sure.
headband and the
Mhm.
long the hair. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, a
don't
little
know,
bit. I mean,
but hey,
but
hey,
he looks great, man. He really does, and so I can't wait to get a hold of him. Eric Thurman says he's doing a top 10 list, prefer new molds over reuse. So if that comes out, everybody check that top 10 list
yep.
from Eric for sure.
So, all right, so we're finally going to move and get into our topic tonight, and it's
Yeah,
going to be a kind of quick one. I don't think this one will take a long time to go through.
maybe not,
So
but it'll take a moment. It'll take a moment, I think.
there's the one I was looking for. So we're doing Escape from Cobra Island. So the idea for this was we've each been captured separately by Cobra for whatever reason. You know, maybe they're having a Cobra Island wine mixer and they need the best bartender on the planet to come and mix the drinks for the motherfucking Cobra Island wine mixer. And
right, what's up, Todd C?
So they kidnap Pop Blender. Maybe they need somebody to control the dog population or hunt rats or something.
They're forcing me. Yeah, they've got a chain around my ankle and they're forcing me to make drinks for their parties like Jesse in Breaking Bad.
They've got it's the little electrified thing from when they kidnapped Duke and Snake Eyes. And
oh yeah, right.
Hook you to the floor. So my thinking was, so each of us had each been kidnapped.
See you, Dave.
Dave, you out, man? We'll see you, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Appreciate you hanging out for the whole thing. So we're held on Cobra Island, possibly in a terrordrome. My scenario's in a terrordrome.
Right.
Kind of like what we saw in G.I. Joe, the movies, kind of what I based mine on. And we picked the 7 Joes that we would want to spearhead and lead the rescue mission to break our asses out of Cobra Island and get us off the island in one piece. And when they get us out, we may have to fight back. You know, they might put Snake Eyes might put his Uzi in our hand, or you know, maybe Storm Shadow hands us a handful of ninja stars and Roadblock shows me how to shoot the 50 cal. Who knows? So
that's right.
It's kind of who we want and why we want them.
Yep. For sure.
I think I started last time when we did this.
I think so. So I will I'll start first. And so here's the scenario, right? Like I'm in, you know, it's Cobra Island. I'm in the whatever base or, you know, wherever, and there's high level security. And so my team, my extraction team shows up, and I'll get to how they show up and how we get out later, much later, or the latest thing. But right off the bat, I've got to have somebody who is undercover, someone who can sneak in and infiltrate inside, and that would be Chuckles. Chuckles would be the one who is undercover, is able to blend in with Cobra troopers. He's able to get an outfit, uniform. He's able to knock somebody out and then work his way in undercover to somehow get to my cell, to get to where I'm at. And so Chuckles would be my first person, or at least on my list, as an undercover person who's able to get close to where I'm at, because you have to understand, I'm under heavy security. I've been slinging drinks for 173 hours straight. My fingers are bleeding, and I've done one cocktail party after another. I can't talk to the guests. I can't even look at Baroness, which is a crying shame. And and so I need Chuckles to go undercover and work his way into the base to get to me. So that is my my first person on my list.
That's a good list. Chuckles is a good pick. I almost had Chuckles on my list. I might have some surprising picks on my list, but my first one probably won't be much of a surprise. I went with Sergeant Slaughter as the team leader because, as was mentioned right here by Todd C., he's done it before. So I did go with Sarge, because I know Sarge can get a team in. He's going to have what it takes to fight his way and lead his way right into the battle. He ain't going to puss out for nothing. And as we know, he leaves no man left behind. We all go home, or nobody goes home. So I know Sarge is going to be the one to lead the team to bust me out.
I like it. I like it a lot. Strong pick, strong person. And I do like the comment right here, Christine Flint for sure. And I do remember his OG file card, and that does make sense if you go to that. And we'll see if Flint is on my list. We'll find out.
I will be surprised if he's not on your
Maybe,
list.
maybe not. We shall see, shan't we? All right. So number 2 on my list is going to be a fella that we just talked about just a moment ago. It is going to be, I need communication. So Chuckles needs someone to communicate to him, give schematics of the base, needs to let him know exactly where to go, what hallway to walk down, when to avoid the guards. I also need him communicating with my other team members for each level and piece of this extraction. And so I chose dial tone as one of my other members of the extraction team. And look at that. Boy, he sure looks like that classified figure coming out, doesn't he? Anyway, so yeah, I'm all about having some dial tone communications on the team. That's what I need. And I need somebody to kind of direct everybody and also intercept radio communique from the enemy to be able to tell everybody else what to look for and to look out for where their positions are. So dial tone is on my team.
That is a fantastic pick. And like dial tone could get the job done, and he's got that awesome submachine gun.
Hell yeah.
So my what I have him marked as my point man to go ahead, scout ahead, look ahead, find a way in for the team is going to be Tunnel Rat.
Okay, see, I was eyeballing Tunnel Rat.
So I did pick Tunnel Rat. We obviously did not confer on our picks. So,
No.
So I do have Tunnel Rat as the one to kind of sneak ahead and find a way for the team to get in and get that way open. And I will let you see who is traveling with him in just a minute. But I did pick Tunnel Rat because obviously he can get in anywhere, and depending on which itineration of Tunnel Rat you want, he does have a knife, and if he's got to blast his way in, he's got this comically ridiculous gun for a Tunnel Rat here.
Yes.
But he's the one, I think, if anybody can find a way in and get the team inside and then let the next agents take over from there, I believe it is going to be Tunnel Rat.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. No, great pick. I did have him in my sights, and he may very well end up on this list. I don't know yet.
Say what's up to Triple C. Just popped in. Sorry you're late. You're here. That's all that matters.
All good. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares, man? Come when you can and get in, get out, whatever you got to do. Just glad you're stopping by for sure.
Oh, we're good. Todd C says, I'll be surprised if you ninja haters put ninjas on your list. And Clint thinks we should both have quick kick.
Listen, you know what? I like some quick kick. I do. He is not on my team per se, but I'll tell you who is on my team. And because I have infiltrated Cobra Island, I'm going to need Storm Shadow as my team leader. Storm Shadow is my team leader. Storm Shadow is going to handle any ninjas that we may come across once Chuckles gets me out of the cell. This is the master of stealth, multi-weapon usage, but he is the silent assassin. And I'm going to need Snake Eyes there because obviously his fighting skills, but he is also mainly the team leader of this team. And that would not be unusual for him in whether that's lore or otherwise, comics, you name it. So, Storm Shadow, the G.I. Joe version of Storm Shadow, version 2. So he's my team leader. Gotta have him, right? And obviously from a stealth aspect, but he's going to be able to protect me and Chuckles as we're making a break for it. He's going to be able to help out with any of those martial arts cobras that try to take us down, because we are not quite skilled in that way. So Storm Shadow is on my team, and he's going to be whooping that ass.
Todd C says if it was a Sunbow episode, you'd end up with Alpine, Bazooka, and Quick Kick led by Lady J and Flint, and he's probably right.
He's probably right. That's no joke, right?
Yeah.
Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, Quick Kick, Clint Jorgensen, best basketball skills. I don't think that's going to help us out of the cell, though. Although his non-shoed feet would make less noise on that metal floor, probably.
That's true.
Yep, Stalker was badass. That is for sure. So that was a good pick. And for some reason, I completely dropped my screen share there. No. So there we go. Got it back. So Storm Shadow was a good pick, cousin. So I'm going to go with his cousin.
All right.
I have Jinx picked, and I marked her down for stealth takedown and assistant recon. So she would be behind Tunnel Rat. Once Tunnel Rat located a way in, she would be helping him neutralize any guards quietly as possible and getting the first she can sneak around, he can point them out with his night vision goggles, and she can sneak around, take out any guards, and as you mentioned, she can also take care of any other ninja threats that they might encounter.
Gotta have it. Crucial.
Don't know why they'd have a Terradrome staffed with dirty ninjas, but if they do, Jinx is going to be there with her pizza cutter to take them down for me.
Hey, you never know what they would have in the drone, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what they would have.
Yep. So I did. So I went with I did go with Jinx on mine, and there you go. Crows in and out. Love the chatter. Smash that like button. Yes, sir.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy, for sure. Love some crusty old crow. All right. Let's get back to it for all of our reasons. So look, I've got to have somebody to get us out of that jungle. I've got to get us, get somebody to get us to some open air, open area, beach, if you want to call it a beach. I call it a beach. Anyway, so needing that person to get us through the jungle, I got to have my boy Recondo in the house. Recondo's going to be chopping that brush. He's going to be cutting down all that high grass. He's going to know and how to get through the jungle, work his way in, work his way back out. So when Storm Shadow is helping take care of those stragglers and those other soldiers, Recondo is going to meet me and Chuckles as we're making our way into the jungle to try to get to the outskirts of the beach. And so Recondo is going to lead us through the jungle and to the other side. So Recondo is on my team specifically for that purpose.
I almost went with Recondo. I thought Recondo would be an awesome pick for it. I did not pick him, but I did think about putting him on my list. So need somebody in case the shit goes sideways. So
there you go, baby.
Gotta have my man Marvin.
100%.
My man. Maybe if we take out everybody in the Terradrome on our way out, he's got time to stop by the galley and whip us up some snacks for the road once we break out. So I do need Roadblock with us for covering fire, suppressing fire, all that good kind of stuff, and break the tension. He's gonna snap off some rhymes for us. And come on, baby. We got to find our way out the door. Joe.
absolutely wonderful, and somewhat leads into my next pick, actually, and for some of the same reasons. Definitely some of the same reasons. My next pick, I am gonna need some muscle. I need a little muscle. Storm Shadow, while he's got his hands full, um, as this should be a silent extraction, sometimes, shit hits the fan, right? And you need some muscle. And I've got Gung Ho as my muscle with a grenade launcher. So if things go sideways, I need a Marine who can whoop that ass and who can lay down some serious firepower. And so I picked Gung Ho. He's on my team. He's also one of my all-time favorites, this version. And so yeah. So my boy Gung Ho on my list in case things go sideways.
And also if he's got that M79, he can also make a door if there's not a door with the blooper. So
that is for sure. 100%.
Triple C's got an interesting team.
Okay.
It says Sergeant Slaughter, Spirit, Night Force, Shockwave, Scarlet, Tunnel Rat, and Ambush.
All right.
Ambush.
I was looking at Ambush today.
Just in case they need any sideburns and adjoining mustache to help brush their way out the door.
Yeah.
That's a interesting team. Let's see what Todd see if he was dead. He'd end up with Scoop, Pathfinder, Captain Gridiron, and hopefully a doped up Falcon. You are completely correct.
That's great. Yeah, those are two good ones too.
Eric Thurman says Lowlight and Beachhead, and Turk says Rakondo is a badass. Both true statements.
And Christine, Outback for Life. He is another guy that definitely is somebody that I have my eyes on. And Todd, yes, we have seen the light and understand how crucial ninjas are to our extraction team.
Ninja Star. All right. Well, that was we finally doubled on one because I also have a team Lafayette on
Etienne Lafayette
on my list, and I wrote down what all of these guys and gals are going to be doing on my team, and you said you needed muscle. I actually wrote down more muscle / firepower gung ho. So because Roadblock's got the heavy machine gun. So if I am not able to move under my own power, need somebody else there that can throw me over my shoulder and or throw me over their shoulder, or be their crutch, their support, or my support getting me out of there. So, and also another one who is absolutely not gonna quit until the job's done is Gung Ho. And as kids, we always had Gung Ho and Roadblock together. They were a team like Scrap Iron and Firefly are a team. Alpine and Bazooka.
2 peas in a pod, buddy.
Yeah, so I always had those two together, and I think if I was in that situation, those are definitely two guys that I would want on the team to get me out.
Yep, I'm with you. Sounds good. I definitely like the extra muscle. It's funny because when you went with Roadblock, I thought, okay, well, I've got his other guy right here. I've got his pea in a pod right here.
It says I need tripwire to help me remember where I buried my laser disc collection.
I saw that. Well, my next person is somebody. So look, here's the deal. If you are you're caught in a firefight, right? You're pinned down. You can't get out from behind the cover, rocks, trees, right? You've kind of gotten almost to where you're going. You're almost through the jungle, and then the cobras catch up to you, and so you're kind of pinned down at this point, and you just can't you got nowhere to go, right? And so I have a guy who's going to be able to, in this night extraction, be able to help take people out. And I need low light. I need low light to be my sniper, and I need him to be taking guys out so we can get out of the firefight and have somewhere where we can actually go to. So I need low light posted up somewhere and taking guys out to help clear the way for us to get to our extraction.
Another one that I almost had on my list was I almost put low light on there for all of the same reasons. Like if I was going to have anybody that was a dedicated sniper for this, that's who I'd want. But I did not go with him. So Christine has already mentioned this guy. This is my second in command of the team, and I had him down as additional recon support. Guy can do it all. Stalker.
Yeah. All right.
Stalker is he and Sarge, I think, would probably work pretty well together. They'd be mission minded. And I don't
sure.
Stalker's not going to leave anybody behind. He's a jack of all trades and can do a little bit of everything. Command as far as all of the other jobs, the point man, the recon, suppressing fire. Stalker can do it all. So he is probably one of the best people that could possibly be on the team. In case something happened to Sarge, he's got the leadership skills to take over if he had to. So I would definitely want Stalker on my team or on the team coming to get me if need be.
Nice. Very nice. All right. So now I have a special surprise at the end, but my just for fun. But my 7th Joe, all right, because 7th Joe, and then we need a way out, right? So my 7th Joe is going to be a guy who's no stranger to beaches, no stranger to let's say particular extraction or whatever. Navy SEAL, demolition specialist, somebody that has no fear of the water. And I've got Torpedo. So Torpedo is going to be our beachfront liaison. He is a SEAL, sea, air, and land. All right. So multi-purpose, very qualified. And so he is able to set demolitions on any of the boats or any of the other vehicles that Cobra may have where they try to chase us, or at least they have anything docked or anything of that nature, right? But
Yeah.
and so I have him being able to come up from the sea to the island, since we are on an island. And so Torpedo is actually my last guy on this list. And Navy SEALs are bad motherfuckers. If you didn't know.
Yes. Yes, they are. It's kind of a surprise pick. I'd never even thought about Torpedo. So, and I love Torpedo. So that's a good pick. Matthew says Tunnel Rat chuckles low light, rock and roll, dial tone, Flint, and hit and run. That's a good team right there.
Absolutely a great team. And you know what, Dreadnought, I hear you. I do hear you. But if you'll notice in this picture, he ain't wearing flippers. He ain't got no flippers. I don't know. Actually, here, take away the comment there. See? No flippers.
This is true. No flippers.
No, he can run without them.
Throw Clint back up here. Alpine, Bazooka, Quick Kick, Flint, Lady J, Cover Girl, and Dusty. New addition.
Yeah,
no
I love the
weak
new
links
addition.
on that team.
Yeah, new addition.
That's pretty good.
Great.
So we do need somebody to get in and get out. So I did go with
all right,
Lift Ticket and the Tomahawk, and he would have to come in low and drop the team off, assuming he can get under radar. Might have to drop them off and swim, a little bit and swim a little ways to the shore to get to the shore. Maybe he can get in under the radar and drop the team off and circle or whatever till they're ready for exfil with me. And he has done it all before. The combat pilot, he's been in and out of those situations many times. So I thought about the whale, but I think the whale would probably be too slow trying to get away if they were under fire.
I don't know, man. It's got a lot of firepower on it too.
It does, but depending on what they were facing, I think possibly. I think the Tomahawk could probably be a better choice. Assuming what kind of firepower they're chasing, getting in and or facing, getting in and out. But I did go with lift ticket and the Tomahawk. It is big enough to get everybody in and out.
Absolutely.
It's got the cable. So that was who I went with for getting everybody in and getting everybody out. And I like lift ticket. I like his the way he was portrayed and everything. So I think he'd be the man to get everybody there and back.
Yep. I love it. I'm definitely as far as in the plans, I definitely am with you there. I definitely looked at the Tomahawk, looked at a couple others. For extraction. And I thought to myself, okay, so in my mind, this is a night extraction, right? And so I thought, well, sneak up, torpedo, driving the, the devilfish, and I thought, well, that's not big enough to get us all, right? We're not going to leave anybody behind. And I thought, well, okay, maybe he'd be a helicopter. And I thought of obviously the Tomahawk. And so, but then I thought, night extraction, we need a vehicle big enough. Torpedo can obviously pilot, a boat. He can drive a boat, whatever. And so I picked the Night Striker as my extraction vehicle because we could all fit on it. It's painted black, could come in stealthily. And of course, like I said, torpedo could set charges on any of the other docked boats, explosives. So getting away wouldn't be as much of a problem. There's plenty of firepower on this boat, on this hovercraft.
Yep.
And there's a gun basically for everybody to man, practically at least, but everybody could fit into it and it could come in. That's what brings our team in, and that's what brings our team out with me. And really quickly, ultimately, what is that? I don't know about that helicopter. I've seen it shot down by a salad.
That's pretty good.
Oh my God. So, but one last thing though, that I have to share is that, as we get away and we go, to the flag to meet back up with our aircraft carrier, I'm greeted by my man crush, one warrant officer, Flint Dashel Fairborn. Yes, he's there to give me a giant hug and welcome me back on the flag.
Handy on the flag deck.
And no, couldn't leave out Flint, but he's not part of the team, but he orchestrated it all. And when I got back to the flag, he welcomed me with open arms and said, by golly, we love you. Get back on this boat, you big lug.
Does he in this story, does he let you spend the night with Lady J?
No, actually, this is not that Robert Redford Demi Moore movie, okay? This is not. He's not. I'm not offering $1 million for one night, or he's not, or whatever. I don't know. No. Yeah. So Lady J, that voice and everything, but I just don't know. Nonetheless, yeah. No, I had to figure out how to shove Flint in here. I had to. I couldn't help myself.
I could, yeah, I was surprised he wasn't on the team, but you had some good picks because I was thinking about the hovercraft and going with the Night Force version slick,
Yeah,
and
right.
that was good thinking because while the rest of the team's doing their thing, getting you out, Torpedo as a SEAL can be placing charges on the hydrofoil. Their demolitions. That was clever. I
You
just
can
went
drive
with
us back.
the ham-fisted get in and get out, blow shit up, and leave
Oh,
everything in lay
absolutely.
waste on the way out.
That's what's so great about it, right? You have so many different scenarios. And like if you pick to hold, and that's the other thing, everybody kind of has their team, right? And if you start thinking about it and you go, okay, what would I want? Who do this? Then you can come up with so many different scenarios for that,
Yeah.
right? We
Yeah,
could go
this was
through.
fun to come up with.
Yeah, we could go through and pick 7 completely different people and for different reasons, right?
Yeah.
Or in your mind. So that was kind of the fun for me, was just thinking about, it's almost like a Mission Impossible or a,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that kind of
We
deal. Ocean's
picked
11 or whatever.
yeah, we picked Cobra Island for this, but if we'd have done Cobra Temple
Could
in the
be
desert,
yeah,
I'd have had an entirely different team,
absolutely.
probably.
I agree. That's why for me, I went with some of the water stuff or the escape because of it being on an island, right? But you're right. If you picked a different one, then we probably would have a completely different team, you know?
I got an idea though. We should do this whenever we get Nemesis Immortal. Maybe we should revisit this with Escape from Cobra Law.
Okay. That could introduce some other elements that, figures that I'm not as big a fan of, but it would give me an opportunity to maybe research some more and for different reasons, right?
What's up, Frostbite?
Frostbite. Yeah, what is going on? Thanks for helping me try to figure out my stream last night. He hung in there too. I don't know how he saw it, but he did. And then he was in there like, nope, turn it down, turn it up. There's echo. Get rid of that.
Yep.
Do this. It helped
Yeah,
for sure.
that's good. He'll have to send you a message when he's ready to try again, and you can be the guinea pig.
I know. I also did message him about the StreamYard thing because he mentioned the other night about StreamYard. So I'd actually message him about that too. So, but anyway. But so yeah, it's a fun little exercise, my friends. I mean, coming up with topics is sometimes can be nerve-wracking. Sometimes it comes to you very easily, right? Sometimes it's a day before or a couple days, right? It's just kind of like, man, I don't know. We all work. That's the other part too, right? Like we all work, and when you're working, it's not like you can sit there and just completely daydream all the time.
I don't know. I do a lot of driving. I actually, actually do.
Well, that's true, and I guess it really depends on what you do for a living. Because I understand that. I mean, it's not you can't always be maybe 100% engaged, especially if you have those times where maybe you're driving or maybe you're sitting. You don't have a call coming in, or you don't have something you've got to finish. And so, but whenever you work full time and all that stuff. As much as sometimes you might want to wish something into existence, sometimes you just can't quite get it there.
And there's a lot. There's always a lot going on as far as like downtime and trying to relax. And I've got to work on the topic and think about it and come research it. And you're right. A lot of times it's a day or two before. A lot of mine starts brainstorming, snowballing on Sunday because I'm off on Sunday. So I'll try to do a lot of it on Sunday. That's what I did this week.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Real quick, Woody Triple Deuce is calling it a night. Playing with the toys, always good. I'm a big background podcast streamer person. Definitely, I do it all the time. Just have something going. Glad you definitely hung out and listened for a while. There's a question in here.
Deuce.
One question, but also Christine said, funny, did anybody pick Snake Eyes? Actually, no.
No.
I did not, and I wasn't that I purposefully stayed away from snake eyes, but I was trying to be a little less,
Low hanging fruit.
Yes.
Yes, I was same thing. Commando. I'd have gone with Commando version of Snake Eyes, but
me too.
it's
That's
it's too
exactly
easy. It's too easy to pick Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow for everything, even
or,
though
or Duke,
yeah.
or there's just certain people. I'm with you, right?
As Todd said, I'm not the biggest fan of ninjas in my GI Joe, so
I'm not either.
unless we do something that's related to them or whatever as a topic, my lists will have minimal ninja in it, and that's why I went with Jinx, because she can do all that shit too, and
Right.
she's just a different pick that I like, and I like the character, so
Right.
that's why I went with Jinx. So
Well,
Todd, it's a good question.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about. Is that what do you think about that? Like, what is there anybody? I mean, obviously, no, you don't want to leave anybody behind. But if there was somebody that had to be left behind, would it be that they're able to get their way out of there? That they have the capacity to be able, the skills to be able to, survive and get their way out of there? That would be, for me. It would be, and that would be Storm Shadow.
Yeah. I think either way for me, mine probably would be Jinx. Hopefully she'd find her way out, but if I had to pick somebody to make a noble sacrifice, I think it would be her, or possibly Tunnel Rat, but I think Jinx probably would be more impactful if it was somebody that had to fall on a grenade.
Yeah, I mean, and not just necessarily even like staying behind and dying, but that's why I said, like, I think if we had to leave somebody behind, Storm Shadow would be the one I'd have full confidence in being able to survive and figure out how to get out of there.
Yeah, and kind of the same for me on that. If that's the scenario, probably then Stalker. But if you're talking noble sacrifice, one of the hero teams got to go. Jinx. So those would be my two for that. So
thanks, Gonzo. Thanks, Gonzo, for hanging out. Have a good night, buddy.
Yep. Good night, buddy. We're about to wrap it up here.
Sacrifice the ninjas. I have a feeling Storm Shadow would be the kind of person that would push me into that compartment in the whale and then make everybody leave. Like that would kind of be his scenario. It's he would be the one to be like, get out of here while you can, Pop Blender. I would take on the Cobra. Go now, Torpedo, before I throw a star through your forehead.
We must dwell on this. You guys make a run for it. I'll take out these his tanks with some ninja chops.
Yes. Oh my God.
A ninja is a weapon.
What is the one in the cartoon where he jumps all over the tank and goes like
that's
and then it
countdown for Zartan.
Countdown for yep. And it's like
anyone can use a weapon, but a ninja is a weapon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he karate chops a fucking tank 4 times and it falls apart. While the Dreadnoks are going to town on it with a can opener, a torch, and a diamond tooth saw.
God, I wish I was a kid again. Holy shit.
Oh, that was another one that we watched many times. I actually watched that one a couple of weeks ago. That one was on, and I was like, oh, so many memories. That's the one with where Zartan's the French doctor at the summit.
God, yes.
He's like, oh, excuse me, please. And the dude comes up to him and he was like, aha, I got you. And you're like, what do you mean? And it's like, you said you'd never wear a blue tie again. He's like, oh, I've forgotten.
Oh my God, yes.
And Gung Ho fucks with him, reset the timer and make Zartan think they're all gonna blow up. That's a good episode. Zartan's sweating. The box art's got Zartan with sweat pouring off of him.
Yes. Oh my God, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never wore a digital watch again.
Man, that's I tell you,
Good
man,
times.
and those VHS boxes in particular, those were those were just the best, right? Like, those big, gigantic, oversized VHS tape boxes, man. And looking at the covers of them, and just that was so much fun, man. It's something you don't really get these days, right? But like, that was so great, perusing your VHS tapes and which one you wanted to rent. The big clamshell packaging.
Yeah, that's what my G.I. Joe the movie is in the plastic clamshell. And then of course I've got my Revenge of Cobra one is the cardboard box with the tray in it.
Yeah,
that you slid out on the bottom. So
yeah,
that's one of my most prized G.I. Joe things is that Revenge of Cobra cassette. It's worth like $25, but I love it. Well, I'm about ready to call it a night. I think we've talked about the topic and covered everything. Chat was awesome. You guys had some great suggestions. I appreciate you guys chiming in and helping out and giving us your insight. That's always fun to do. That's one of the best things about doing a list like this live is you get to hear what the chat says about it. So
absolutely.
I want to thank everybody that was here, and everybody might be watching the replay. Once again, hit that like if you hadn't already. Subscribe if you hadn't already. Go check out Pop Blender on his channel, Pop Blender. Tell him what you got going on.
Well, what do I have going on? Let's see. So this upcoming Friday, I've got my son's football game. So that's always kind of a touchy thing. It's just really gonna determine whether or not I can fit in a stream to do a unfiltered before the weekend. Got a band contest coming up on Saturday as well. However, we'll be doing another show with Matthew on Tuesday night. If you want to come in and hear about some pop culture topics, maybe a TV show or some movies coming out. We do have a few things that are coming up soon. And I've even thought about trying to get a list, together with him as well, and just kind of have some fun like that also. And so yeah, man, that's really about it. Just mainly on Tuesday night next week with Matthew Madsen. And then also next Thursday, not this Thursday, but the Thursday after that, I will be on Thursday with a friend with Punk with Toys. And
26.
So it'll be the 26th. So I'll be on that one next Thursday with him, having some fun. And so, yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to leave you guys with something really quickly here. And this is kind of me saying, sayonara.
Uh-oh, company.
Just because I saw that little picture, I just couldn't help myself.
Roadblock riding a rocket like a Bronco.
How ridiculous. I mean, how ridiculous is this? Just look at that picture. Just that picture alone, ladies and gentlemen, says it all about what we used to love watching.
Like a human centipede.
So freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to even think about that with Roadblock and the food he eats and cooks.
Yeah, that's true.
Holy crap. Tomac and Zaymot, man, they got their work cut out for them in that.
Yeah. Tomax is done for.
Yeah, but no, man. Yeah, next Thursday will be fun, and so I'll answer every question Punk throws at me, and
I think
maybe have a lot of
people. I think a lot of people will be looking forward to that one because I mean, they're as far as your like toy history and things like that, you know, and growing up, like hadn't really heard a whole lot of that about you other than what we've shared, and you know, a little bit you talked about with Matthew. You got a whole wealth of other stories that don't involve me, so I'm interested to hear you tell some.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'll get into some of the music stuff probably and other stuff and try to have some fun with it. But anyway, so Tuesday with Matthew Matson and at that'd be 10 p.m. Eastern. And then next week on Thursday with Punk. So that's about it, man. What you got happening?
Word. Not a whole lot. I've got to I guess I'll be doing a retro stalker review sometime this weekend. I got to finish this room, and I'm not real happy with the rearranging so far, and it probably really doesn't look a whole lot different because all I've really done so far is move shelves. So I'll be working on that this weekend, and I do need to make a follow-up video for the Rattler sometime in the next couple days to let people that weren't on the stream know that I got it resolved and they are running out of time to call Hasbro possibly. So yes, some Prince stories.
I got actually really good one from about 22 years ago. So we'll talk about that.
Word. So I appreciate everybody hanging in and hanging out, catching the replay if that is what you are doing.
Yeah, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
All that stuff. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.